season rain. In the heat of battle, only one remains. In the final hour, when you hear the call, the courage to give your all. Stand or fall.
We will return to Meatballs in a moment.
For a limited time, Wendy's breakfast is yours for a song.
Only Wendy's.
Wendy's French toast is now 99 cents.
Only Wendy's.
99 cents for a scrambled egg platter, too.
Only Wendy's and Wendy's alone.
Our breakfast sandwich, 99 cents. Wendy's breakfast, yours for a song.
For only you.
Some things in life are inspirational, like the flavors of Haps and soda. Share a taste of life with me. Hey, I like the taste of natural, natural, natural. Give me the taste of natural. Hampton's taste of life. Hampton's taste of life.
When it's time to close your bag, are you going to rely on something wimpy or something hefty?
Hefty, hefty, hefty. Hefty.
The cinch sack from Hefty. Fill it up and it closes up. Reopen it and put in more.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Want a bag that'll close every time? Then don't send a wimpy bag to do a hefty job.
Hefty.
The amazing cinch sack from Hefty.
In the XJS, Jaguar has created a magnificent dichotomy. A car of understated elegance that is also one of the world's high-performance machines. The S-Type blends quiet luxury with advanced technology and the potency of V12 power. The Jaguar XJS is many things to many drivers, and every one of them is beautiful. Jaguar, a blending of art and machine.
I'm working hard, but I'll tell you how I feel. I work an honest day, and I want an honest deal.
Nobody wants high food prices. So when more people come to Safeway than any other food store in America, you know we got to be giving them a good deal.
Yeah, I work an honest day, and I want an honest deal.
Safeway, America's favorite food store.
Come into Burger King and play the $14 million winning taste game, where fabulous food and cash prizes abound. The odds of winning a prize are a fantastic 1 in 7. Imagine what you could do with $1,000 a month for the rest of your life. Buy yourself a little house in the country, a second car, take up a hobby, or invite a friend over for dinner. Play the Burger King winning taste game, where you can win $1,000 a month for the rest of your life. It's at Burger King now.
Introducing the Diet Soft Drink with real juice. Diet Slice with 100% NutraSweet.
We got the juice and acid blast. A burst of taste in every glass. We got the juice, we got the twist. We got what's right and 7-Up the mist.
10% real juice.
We got the juice, we got the splash. Diet Slice, we got the taste that no one has. On ice. Got the juice and icy glass. We got the taste in every glass. We got the juice, Diet Slice.
This commercial is recorded in stereo. Does your TV have what it takes to hear it? Now Zenith introduces the smart sets with the television stereo sound Zenith invented, built in. So all you have to do to hear this in stereo is this. Zenith Advanced System 3, 19 models with built-in stereo. The smart sets, smarter than ever.
Caution! Too many families are discovering new plump and juicy extra crispy chicken at the same time. Tell your chicken lovers to savor the extra tasty, extra crispy crust in groups of 3 or less. And never enjoy those extra large pieces of plump and juicy extra crispy chicken when your neighbors are eating it too. New from the makers of Swanson Plump and Juicy, a dramatic breakthrough in extra crispy chicken.
Hamburger places think they can become chicken experts overnight. And even though they may make chicken nuggets, it's not that easy to get chicken right. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, our nuggets have our secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, so they taste great. In fact, people who said they've ever tried Kentucky nuggets and McDonald's chicken nuggets rated ours higher on taste. So try the nuggets from the chicken experts. Anyone else could be just winging it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Ask the French where to holiday, and they might suggest the Riviera. The English have a warm spot for the Bahamas. But when it comes to the American way to play,
Come get the best of the USA. Come out and play the American way. The stars by night, the sun by day. It's the American way to play. Las Vegas in every way. It's the American way to play.
In 1914, Isuzu paved the way for the automotive industry of Japan. Unfortunately, Japan hadn't paved its roads. Today, the Isuzu Aimar combines the superior road handling of front-wheel drive with the dependability car experts expect from a car built in Japan. And these Japanese car experts ought to know. They've been driving their Isuzus for over 60 years.
Those with taste discrimination will tell you the new sensation is egg. They know anything goes at break of day beside the bay on holidays and small cafes. Anything goes. Quiet nights of cozy dining are perfect with eggs and candles and wine and anything goes.
Easy Wheels started as my college project, and we now sell our wheel covers all around the world.
Easy Wheels is a brand where we collaborate with really cool brands like Disney, Barbie, Hello Kitty to design really colorful wheel covers for wheelchairs.
A video that we made totally blew up, and it got 3 million views in a day and 13 million views in a week. And things just exploded for us. So we've been featured in Vogue magazine, Teen Vogue, Elle, Cosmopolitan. We were named on Forbes 30 Under 30, Oprah magazine, TechCrunch, and the list just goes on and on. We knew it was time to turn this into a real business. Setting up our website with Wix was so effortless, so it meant that we could really focus on our art.
Anything goes with California fresh eggs.
It's 11 in the morning, Pilson. Where are all the people?
In the pubs, Mum, in the pubs.
But surely they're not in there drinking beer.
Oh, no, Mum.
I think not.
It's ale.
Introducing Weinhard's Ireland-style ale. A light, smooth ale like you've never tasted before.
Would you be having another ale, Mum?
Ale. It's what the world's great beer drinkers drink instead of beer.
I don't usually do this, but I saw this number on TV and I called it. It's to the National Cancer Institute. And what I found out is pretty convincing. They believe that a high-fiber, low-fat diet may reduce the risk of some kinds of cancer. So I made some changes, like eating All Bran, the natural high-fiber cereal from Kellogg's. You know, I'm glad I called that number.
Kellogg's All Bran. For more facts, call the National Cancer Institute, toll-free.
This is your captain speaking. I'm not really a pilot, I'm a country singer. But the fact is, everyone who flies World Airways gets the best. Nice service, good meals, complimentary wine, and they'll treat you just the way they treat me. You can't take a stewardess home either. And world's low fares? Just try to beat them. Call your travel agent. Tell them Captain Burns sent you. World Airways, for people who hate to waste money.
Woody, here's your expense money. And bring back a heavy hitter.
On your way to another town, you can't spend a lot, but you know how to get around. Avis makes it easy, easy on the traveler, yeah.
Avis tries harder. Our super value rates give you more for less.
Bush leagues, college towns, and lots make the rounds.
Brian, number 2.
Avis makes it easy, easy on the traveler, yeah.
Woody, the kid's great. Who tipped you off?
His mother.
Avis, so easy. Stranded. When a car repair isn't done right, you lose more than money.
Don't worry. There'll be a policeman along pretty soon.
Next time, see a Shell Auto Care dealer. He wants to fix your car right, because if he doesn't fix it right, he has only two options. Fix it again or give your money back. At Shell Auto Care, it's fixed or it's free.
If you've never tried our chicken rondelettes, you're missing a real treat.
Mighty good, Mr. Weaver.
Because we think our chicken rondelettes are the best tasting chicken patties you can buy. You see, they're made with juicy, tender, farm-fresh chicken in a thin, crisp breading.
Mighty good, Mr. Weaver.
And you can make lots of great meals with them.
Mighty good, Mr. Weaver.
If our chicken rondelettes weren't good, we wouldn't put the Weaver name on them.
Mighty good, Mr. Weaver.
Come to the grand opening celebration at Ross Stores.
On Sunday, October 27th, we'll be opening 15 additional stores. Thanks to you, Ross has opened over 100 stores nationwide in just 3 years. Now you can count on Ross from coast to coast to give you quality brand name fashions for the whole family, with everyday savings of 20 to 60%. Come to Ross and dress for less every day.
There are 15 Bay Area Ross stores. Call 800-345-ROSS for the store near you.
TWA has close to 600 flights a day in the U.S., so chances are, wherever you're going, we're going.
There's nothing as special as Pepperidge Farm distinctive cookies. Such fancy shapes and real dark chocolate, sinfully rich. And the flavors, like Milanos with orange or peppermint, all baked with extra care. Because Pepperidge Farm still remembers simple things make better cookies. My favorite, a full bag.
Hey, Clovis, you know, I asked Grandpa why Cadbury's chocolate is so good, and he said because of Clovis. I didn't know he made chocolate.
Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chocolate. So smooth and creamy because it's made with 1.5 glasses of milk in every family-size bar.
Boy, and people say cows are dumb.
Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday. I hope their week is going well so far. I hope it's off on smooth ground moving forward so far. I really hope so. I really, really hope so. Yeah. So, so I guess, Betty or whatever, Battery Betty, she was hinting towards going to this new project. You know, I'm headed to this place. It's a big secret, blah, 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 blah. And I believe the highlight of of whatever happened already happened, because I don't really see what they're doing out there other than just, you know, fangirling, and I include JLR in that too. Fucking idiot. I I find it pretty funny that that they continue to do this, and this is what they consider to be work. They're covering. um, I find that really funny. Now, what they're doing now, there's this gentleman named gentleman. I use the term loosely. At one point, he was probably one, but his name is Alec Murdaugh, or Murdaugh, with a G. The G is not silent. It looks like it looks like his name is Alex Murdaugh, but I happen to know that it is not pronounced that way. It is pronounced Alec Murdaugh. Murdaugh. Let's just say Murdaugh because it's easier to say. So there's a little bit of this case is really I wasn't really following it much at all when it was a thing a couple years ago, and there were other things that I was much more concerned with at the time, and what I'm going to do, we're going to familiarize ourselves with the case a little bit here, because I know a lot of people here are just here for the Betty stuff, probably don't care what's going on with the case, but I think it does help to understand what she's doing out there a little bit better if we understand the case a little bit. And I have the feeling that after this live stream, we're all going to understand this case significantly more than Betty already does, and she's out there making an ass of herself, per usual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to play this video here. I think it's a timeline. I'm just kind of winging it today, folks.
Murdaugh saga has gained international attention and prompted multiple documentaries and podcasts.
We have been covering every twist and turn of this story and continuing our
that's
coverage
really
this
annoying.
afternoon. Blair Sable with our
Okay, it's not letting me like do full screen, so we're just gonna have to deal with it like
sister
this.
station in the Low Country.
It's been a little over a year since Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were found dead at a family home here in Colleton County on June 7th, 2021. Now, since then, the state has remained relatively tight-lipped about Alec Murdaugh's involvement, if any, up until this morning when those indictments came down. And while the proceedings that happened here at this courthouse this morning remain secret, as is the case with most grand jury proceedings, it does mean—
Now, I want to be clear that this footage, this video, this was from July of 2022, July of last year. So keep that in mind. This is just to give you an idea. This is when he was first charged with the 2 counts of murder. We will be going over some of the court documents, but I'm just going to go ahead and let this play here. God, it's so annoying that the full screen won't work on here. I'm going to refresh it and see if it works that way.
Murdaugh saga has gained international attention and prompted multiple documentaries and podcasts.
We have been covering every twist and turn of this story and continuing our coverage this afternoon. Blair Sable with our sister station in the Low Country.
It's been a little over a year since Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were found dead at a family home here in Colleton County on June 7th, 2021. Now, since then, the state has remained relatively tight-lipped about Alec Murdaugh's involvement, if any, up until this morning when those indictments came down. And while the proceedings that happened here at this courthouse this morning remain secret, as is the case with most grand jury proceedings, it does mean now that there is enough evidence to move forward with a case against Murdaugh. He is facing 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a firearm during a violent crime for the deaths of his late wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. The indictments read that with malice aforethought, he shot and killed Maggie with a rifle and his son with a shotgun. Details about how the state connected Murdaugh, though, were not released. A statement from his lawyers read, Alec wants his family, friends, and everyone to know that he did not have anything to do with the murders of Maggie and Paul. He loved them more than anything in the world. It was clear from day one that law enforcement and the Attorney General prematurely concluded that Alec was responsible. They're now filing a motion for a speedy trial and requesting that the Attorney General's office turn over all evidence within the next 30 days. In Colleton County, I'm Blair Sable.
And we have continuing coverage right now. At one time, the Murdaugh family, one of the most powerful and influential families here in South Carolina. And we fast forward to today, where Alec Murdaugh has really changed all of it. Cody wanted to add some additional information too.
Yeah, that bond hearing for Murdaugh will be on Wednesday of next week. So much more on that coming up. But right now, you just heard Tori talking about the family history and how Alec Murdaugh has really changed their dynasty in this state. And here's our morning anchor, Margaret Ann Carter, taking a closer look at the Murdaugh family history.
For more than 100 years, the Murdaughs have been practicing law in the Low Country. Randolph Murdaugh Sr. graduated from the University of South Carolina's law school, starting a...
Yeah, pay attention to this because this guy comes from a long line of Murdaughs. Okay. And what's funny is now it says elected solicitor in that county. That basically means prosecutor. So this guy comes from a long line of elected prosecutors in that county. It was a lineage of it. It's pretty crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
Starting a law office in Hampton County back in 1910. In 1920, he became solicitor of the 14th District, covering Allendale, Colleton, Hampton, Beaufort, and Jasper counties. The solicitor oversees the prosecution of criminal cases in the district. He died in a train wreck in 1940. He was then
Who
succeeded
dies in
by
a
his
train
son,
wreck?
Randolph Buster Murdaugh Jr., and served the district from 1940 to 1986 when he retired. Randolph Randy Murdaugh III then took office as solicitor for the same district as his grandfather and father in 1986. He retired 20 years later to go into the private practice. The Murdaugh family firm, created by Randolph Murdaugh Sr., continued to grow, and all three of the Murdaughs helped in running the office. Alec Murdaugh joined the family firm in the 90s after graduating from USC Law School, just like all of the lawyers in his family. He also volunteered at the solicitor.
I love how they have his mugshot. Everybody else is looking all prominent and shit, all established and noble and shit. This dude's just looking.
His office. Alec Murdaugh was arrested in September of 2021, charged with fraud. And in January of 2022, Murdaugh's name was dropped from his former law firm, which is now known as Peters, Parker, Eltsroth, and Detrick. They continue to practice with most of the same high-profile lawyers. The firm has won national recognition, including being ranked by U.S. News and World Report.
So, yeah, let's go over a little bit here. We're going to go over the timeline up until his arrest. Okay. So beginning July 8th, 2015, Stephen Smith's body was found on Sandy Run in Hampton County. The 19-year-old's car was found a couple miles down the road. In the weeks that followed, there was a disagreement among investigators about how Smith died, just 6 miles from his home. According to the report from the South Carolina Highway Patrol, the Murdaugh name was mentioned multiple times while they were investigating. And this here is Stephen Smith, 19-year-old kid. Very, very suspicious circumstances how he died. We'll get into that in a bit. On February 26, 2018, longtime Murdaugh housekeeper Gloria Statterfield reportedly fell on the stairs outside the family's home, suffering a subdermal hematoma. An attorney for Statterfield's sons say Maggie Murdaugh made the 911 call reporting the fall, and both she and Paul Murdaugh spoke to the 911 operator. Paul is Alec's youngest son. I believe it's his youngest son, but also one of the victims that he is charged with the murder of, along with his wife, along with Paul's mother. Paul was a special kind of person. We'll get into that too. Now, the thing about this, what you got to understand about this case, it's a lot of dead people involved in this case. He's only charged with 2 of these dead people, and those 2 people being his wife and his son. Now, the interesting thing is, like I said, reminiscent of the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case, there's a lot of dead people, and not very well explained. Now, as far as like you could kind of piece everything in the Vallow Daybell case with motive. This is really confusing because there's a lot of motive going on, but everything always leads back to the Murdaughs. Okay, this Murdaugh family, everything leads back to them. All of these dead bodies, we haven't even covered them all. This is just 2 so far. Okay, I'm going to continue reading. An attorney, when an ambulance arrived, okay, I'll read that one more time just to refresh what I was saying before. An attorney for Satterfield's sons, Gloria Satterfield, who was the housekeeper who reportedly fell down some stairs and died of a subdermal hematoma. The attorney for her sons says that Maggie Murdaugh, Alec's wife, who also one of his alleged victims, made the 911 call reporting the fall, and both she and Paul Murdaugh spoke to the 911 operator. When an ambulance arrived, attorney Eric Bland said Satterfield was on the ground and SLED reported blood next to her head. She was airlifted to a hospital in Somersville, where she remained for 3 weeks before passing away. February 24th, 2019, a boat crashes into the Archers Creek Bridge in Beaufort, killing 19-year-old Mallory Beach. Her body was not found until a week later. The coroner said Beach died from blunt force trauma and drowning. She was one of 6 teenagers on the boat, including then 19-year-old Paul Murdaugh. Okay. Hours before the crash, investigators say surveillance footage shows Paul Murdaugh buying alcohol with a fake ID, his older brother's ID, at a Parker's convenience store in Ridgeland. April 18th, 2019, Paul Murdaugh was charged with boating under the influence in the crash that killed Mallory Beach. According to investigators, a nurse at Beaufort Memorial Hospital said after the crash, Paul Murdaugh was only wearing boxers and that he was grossly intoxicated and belligerent, quote unquote. A bond test showed Paul Murdaugh's blood alcohol content was 0.286, more than 3 times the legal limit. June 7th, 2021, Alex Murdaugh places a 911 call saying he found Maggie and Paul gunned down on their Moselle property, a hunting lodge on more than 1,700 acres of land in Colleton County. I'm not sure how you say that. Murdaugh told dispatchers he found their bodies on the ground by dog kennels on the property. I've been up to it. It's bad, Murdaugh tells the dispatcher. Neither one of them is moving. Investigators determined Maggie and Paul were killed with their 2 separate firearms. See, that's very interesting. So one was killed with a semi-automatic rifle. The other one was killed with a shotgun. And I believe it was Maggie that was killed with semi-automatic and Paul with the shotgun. Could be the other way around. I'm not 100% sure. June 22nd, 2021, SLED says the investigation into Stephen Smith's death was reopened due to evidence found during the investigation onto the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. On September 3rd, 2021, Alex Murdaugh resigned from Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Elsroth, and Dietrich law firm. On September 4th, 2021, Alex Murdaugh calls 911 claiming he was shot in the head on the side of the road in Hampton County. Murdaugh claimed he was shot in the head while changing a tire on his Mercedes-Benz along the old Salkehatchie Road. He was transported to the hospital in Savannah, Georgia, airlifted for a superficial gunshot wound to the head. Superficial meaning it's not fatal, basically just a graze. And September 6, 2021, Alex Murdaugh enters rehab for prescription drug use. September 13th, 2021, SLED announces investigation into missing money from Murdaugh's former law firm, PMPED. September 14th, 2021, SLED announces arrest of Curtis Eddie Smith in connection with shooting of Alex Murdaugh in Hampton County on September 4th. According to SLED investigators, Murdaugh provided Smith with a gun and told Smith to shoot him so his son Buster could collect the life insurance policy. Wow. On September 15th, 2021, the sons of former longtime housekeeper Gloria Satterfield file lawsuits against Alex Murdaugh, Corey Fleming, and others, accusing them of stealing their settlement money from their mom's death. Satterfield's son hired Fleming, Murdaugh's former college roommate, as their first attorney in a wrongful death lawsuit. They said Fleming never told them a settlement was reached in the case, and they had to find out from a newspaper article. Fleming is later indicted on 18 new charges, including money laundering, computer crimes, criminal conspiracy, false statement or misrepresentation in connection with an insurance transaction, and breach of trust. On September 16th, 2021, Alec Murdaugh turns himself in for his role in the September 4th shooting scheme, where he's accused of setting up his own shooting death. Wow. On October 14th, 2021, Alec Murdaugh arrested at Florida rehab facility in connection to stealing from estate of former housekeeper Gloria Satterfield. SLED confirmed they were reopening Gloria Satterfield's death. In the months following, Alec Murdaugh was indicted on numerous charges, including breach of trust, money laundering, computer crimes, forgery, money laundering, computer crimes, and forgery. He's accused of defrauding victims of millions of dollars and faces more than 80 charges. May 31st, 2022, in a court filing, Alec Murdaugh admits he owns Satterfield's sons, or he admits that he owes Satterfield's sons millions of dollars. Alec Murdaugh admits he owes the housekeeper's sons $4.3 million. July 14th, 2022, a grand jury indicts Alec Murdaugh on two murder charges connected to the killings of Maggie and Paul. The indictments say Murdaugh used a rifle to kill his wife and a shotgun to kill his youngest son. A motive for the homicides is still unknown. Murdaugh's attorneys say he denies involvement, releasing a statement saying, in part, Alec wants his family, friends, and everyone to know that he did not have anything to do with the murders of Maggie and Paul. He loved them more than anything in the world. Alec Murdaugh's lawyers released statements following the indictments for murder. July 20th, 2022. Bond hearing scheduled for Alec Murdaugh on murder charges at 10 a.m. at the Colleton County Courthouse. Okay, so there's a little bit more involved in a lot of all this stuff. So I'll go through a little bit of it as much as I can. So Stephen Smith's body, Stephen Smith, apparently when he was found, his car, he was found down the street from his car, and his car was, his cell phone was found in his car. Apparently it was made to believe that he hit that his car had run out of gas because his gas tank was open. So, his car had apparently run out of gas, supposedly, and he was supposed to go and down the street and get gas, and then he was supposedly struck by a hit and run driver. But he had a very large contusion on his head. So he was the ruling of death was blunt force trauma. Now what this does not tell you is that he was Stephen Smith was openly gay. And in that area of South Carolina, not an easy thing to have to grow up with. And apparently he was associated with Buster Murdaugh. So the nature of their relationship is still unknown, but you could kind of do the math. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case or what, but the point being is that this is one death in that county where it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. The circumstances of how this young man, Stephen Smith, died, and roads lead back to the Murdaugh family. Now, the story with the boat crash, okay? 19-year-old Mallory Beach was the victim of that boat crash, and she died of blunt force trauma. And let me see real quick. Sorry. Her cause of death was ruled blunt force trauma and drowning. Now there were 6 teenagers on this boat. Now here's the thing. Interesting little backstory on that. I can emphasize on the details of that a little bit. Now there's a lot of surveillance footage of that night. There's the surveillance footage of Paul Murdaugh buying alcohol. He used his brother Buster's ID to buy the alcohol. And I mean, and it's just typical. I mean, he had like Michelob Ultra and White Claw for the girls. I mean, it was just your atypical situation there. And now, something very, very interesting about that. Apparently, whenever Paul would get drunk, he had an alter ego. Okay. An alter ego known as Timmy. And Timmy was extremely belligerent, very difficult to deal with, very difficult to handle and hang out with. And a lot of us know people like that who, when they drink, probably shouldn't drink, and then they have an alter ego that comes out, which is very, very strange. I had a friend named Omar, and Omar is very, very dear friend of mine. I love him to death, still to this day. And he was the kind of guy that whenever he would drink, he would, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to call him belligerent. I mean, he was definitely just louder, more lively when he would drink, and his voice would get more rough. He'd go from talking normal to getting a rough voice and being loud. And when we would see this coming, I started calling him Bromar. I'd be like, oh shit, here comes Bromar. So whenever Omar got really drunk, Bromar would come out, and that was always entertaining and fun. So I believe I'm pretty sure this Timmy was Paul's version of Bromar, and he would also get really, really drunk, but also very belligerent, very difficult to deal with. And just the spoiled brat, privileged shitbag that he was would come out. And this happened that night. Now, apparently what had happened was Paul was driving the boat. Now, supposedly they decided to take the boat and run it through the creek so they could go to this bar and do shots. I think only 2 of them were planning on going and doing the shots, and the rest hung out at the boat. But the idea was to use the boat because there were supposedly DUI checkpoints. I think it was 4th of July, maybe. I can't remember exactly. No, it wasn't. What am I talking about? It was February, wasn't it? Yeah, it's February. What the fuck am I talking about? But apparently there were DUI checkpoints taking place on the road, and this is why they supposedly decided to take the boat. Now, after doing a few shots at the bar, apparently, while they were there at the bar, they were getting really belligerent with, and apparently with another patron there at the bar, and they ended up leaving or getting kicked out. I can't remember exactly. And from the bar, Paul insists on driving the boat, even though there were a couple of his friends whose name escaped me right now. I believe their last names were Cook, I think. But two cousins, and they, sorry, little distraction there. So two cousins, and they apparently, one of them was very adamant about saying that they were going to drive, but Paul refused. Nobody's driving my boat, blah, 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 blah. And apparently they went under a bridge. There's one of the pillars on the bridge, and they're going about 35 miles per hour, and they hit the pillar on the bridge, and a few people get tossed over. Everybody except Mallory turns up, and it's dark, and nobody can find her. They call 911, and it takes another week to be able to find her. Now, when there's police body cam footage that show that other people are very, very clear that Paul was the one driving the boat. Now, apparently, when they all get to the hospital, Alec shows up, Paul's dad, and he starts to visit everyone in their individual rooms, trying to get a story straight, to try to make sure that everybody gets the same story, trying to say that Paul was not driving in order to protect his son. Now, again, these people have a lot of influence. And I don't know if they were in any threatening manner or any way, shape, or form, but they were basically, dad was there to try to bail him out and get him out of a DUI charge. And now, apparently, while they're in the hospital, Paul is a complete and total jackass. He is flashing the nurses, telling them to touch him in his privates, making statements, sexually driven statements towards the hospital staff, just completely and totally just obnoxious. He had a reputation around town of just being a spoiled, rich little shithead. Now, again, this is one of the victims, okay? This is one of the victims that Alec is being charged with killing right now. So understand that on most occasions, I'd be, okay, we have to respect the victims. Now, I'm not saying the kid deserved to die. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, while he was on this earth and in his very brief young adult life, he was hated in that town as being the most obnoxious shithead in that town. Totally privileged, and nobody liked him. Now, what you have to also understand is we have to look into, now I haven't actually looked into the evidence to where they actually found the probable cause to arrest Alec for these murders. But before we even get into that, you have to understand that there's clearly motive from other people. He's responsible. If anybody is responsible for Mallory's death, it is Paul. And then Paul ends up shot to death. You see what I'm saying? So it's just insane how much. Yeah, very, very, very confusing. A lot of stuff, a lot of ins and outs. Now what I'm going to do is, I have not looked over this stuff just yet. It sucks that it's sideways, but whatever, it is what it is. Sorry if you see me like cocking my head over here. So this is the indictment. And it says here the murder that on or about June 7th, 2021, the defendant Richard Alexander Murdaugh in Colleton County did kill another person with malice aforethought. To it, Richard Alexander Murdaugh did fatally shoot the victim, Maggie Kennedy Brandstetter Murdaugh, with a rifle, and Maggie Murdaugh did die as proximate result thereof, all in violation of Section 16.3-10. Now, this is just all legal jargon. What I want to try to get to, and this is the same thing for Paul Terry Murdaugh, and I want to get some details here. So it says here that on or about June 7th, 2021, in Colleton County, the defendant, Richard Alexander Murdaugh, was in possession of a firearm during the commission of a violent crime, to wit. Okay, so they found the murder weapon on him, apparently. Or they can at least place him with the murder weapon on the day on or about of the murders. Yeah, and this is the possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. So yeah, this doesn't have any real details. Let me I think I might have something else here, possibly, but I don't think so. Oh, yeah, actually. Now, I don't know who this is. I think this person is maybe the coroner, but I'll go ahead and read it. Says here, my name is Dr. Kenneth Lee Kinsey. I am over 21 years of age and sound mind, and in all respects qualified to represent my expert opinions and submit the affidavit. I am currently employed as the Chief Deputy of the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office. In my current role, I manage all daily operations, conduct internal affairs investigations. Oh, okay. So this guy's just got a doctorate. I don't know what in, but apparently he is the Chief Deputy. I manage all daily operations, conduct internal affairs investigations, conduct criminal investigations, as well as train law enforcement staff. I manage an annual budget of approximately $9.5 million and serve as direct supervisor to the sheriff's office employees. And he has a doctorate and he has a PhD in criminal justice. And this just explains all of his qualifications. I trust that. That's fine. Now, this is a list of the documents and evidence that is reviewed. So there's a David Green BWC recording from June 7th, 2021. I don't know what that means. The SLED crime scene investigation summary. First interview of Alex Murdaugh. Alec Murdaugh, sorry. I just got to get used to reading that and pronouncing it differently. Autopsy report for Paul Murdaugh, photos from autopsy of Paul Murdaugh, autopsy report for Margaret Murdaugh, photos from autopsy of Margaret Murdaugh, DNA report June 25th, 2021, DNA report July 25th, 2021, Crime scene photos, evidence processing, crime scene photos, evidence processing, lab photos of a shotgun, FA report, July 23rd, 2021, Mercedes GLS processing photos, lab photos of victims' clothing, evidence processing, trace reports from June 15th, June 18th, and September 20th. Now this is now there's more here actually. And sorry, October 25th, 2021. Visual observation of Alec Murdaugh's shirt at SLED Forensic Laboratory did not handle. December 8th, 2022. Visit to 4147 Moselle Lane. Consultation at MUSC with Dr. Reiner, December 16th. And 12-page report titled Homicide Investigation of Paul and Margaret Murdaugh. BGA case, blah, 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 blah. Overview of the initial crime scene goes as follows. The double homicide took place at a canine kennel on the large property owned by Alec Murdaugh. It was my understanding that the property had been utilized as an outdoor hunting retreat by previous owners. The property is very large with small pines, hardwoods, open fields, a large house, smaller house, a repurposed airplane hangar. Wow, okay. And separate canine kennel. The property also contains several outbuildings and sheds that I viewed from a distance, but did not examine. Paul Murdaugh had been shot 2 times with a shotgun in the confines of a feed mudroom that was connected to several covered but outdoor dog runs. Paul was discovered on the covered sidewalk outside the door of his room and was discovered prone face down on the cement walkway. Maggie Murdaugh was shot distance away and was located northwest at the end of the repurposed hangar that is now a covered shed. Maggie Murdaugh was also prone face down and had succumbed to several gunshots from a rifle. Alec Murdaugh reported that he had discovered the 2 victims upon his return to the property. Now the gunshot wounds to Margaret go as follows. The gunshot to anatomical left side of torso, grazing wound to the abdomen with projectile traveling upward through the left breast. Bullet continues into the lower left jaw, face, and ear. Interesting. Bullet proceeds into the brain with no apparent exit located. Terminal immediate death. Gunshot to left wrist, entrance on dorsal side with an exit on ventral side. Gunshot to left thigh, entrance of wound is medial, front to back, downward to a left to right angle. Exit wound is apparent on the back of the thigh. Sorry, there's this big line that goes through there. You can see that. So the words that are behind that are hard to read. Some of them are. This wound contains stifling, 2 inches, no suit, gunshot to back of scalp, head. Ooh, wow, okay. Gunshot to the back of the scalp, head, anatomical right terminal immediate severe brain injury. Exits head and travels into upper shoulder, back area of downward trajectory. Gunshot to upper abdomen, entrance on anatomically right side of abdomen. To left, front to back. Potentially fatal, but not immediate severe organ damage. Exit wound on lower left side of back. The wound contains stifling, no suit. Similar angle to wound number 3. Shotgun wound to shoulder and head, small game, entrance on top of left shoulder, traveling in anatomical left to right direction. Enters left side of neck and proceeds into head. Brain was severed and exited through the anatomical right side of head. Upward trajectory, slightly front to back. Brain was completely detached from head. No stripling, terminal immediate death. Wow, Jesus. That's a horrible, horrible way to die. I mean, painless, but that was clearly a malicious murder. Shotgun wound to the chest, entrance on anatomical left side of chest near midline. Stippling is present on anatomical left side of entrance wound. Left to right trajectory, exiting left side of chest and underarm. Pink plastic wad is present in exit chest wound. Shot spreads and continues through left upper arm. Okay, now the first wound was delivered from several feet away. Paul stood just shy of the approximate center of the feed room. His position was facing slightly southwest at the time of the buckshot penetration. After entry, large angled wound, the buckshot traveled subsequently across his left chest and exited under his arm. Wow. Most of the shot then entered the underside of the left arm and exited again on the outside of the upper arm. The position is supported by the continued path of at least 7 buckshot pellets that continued through the window panes at the rear of the feed room. An open shot cup or wad was visible at the exit point under the left arm. See, this is just really, really crazy. I mean, there's more here. I just don't think that it's really necessary to go through all of that. But it's necessary if we're trying to convict somebody in court, and this is all absolutely necessary during the trial. But just I don't think it's necessary to relive all of the gory details of these murders necessarily. Yeah, it's just really, really sad. Most of these are just details of the crime scene, like I said. Okay, yeah. See, these were. Yeah, you see the diagram of the area. Now, these are the 2 bodies. I'm not sure exactly which one is which. Okay, that's Paul. Paul is down here on the bottom left, and Margaret's up here on the top right. Now, I'm not sure how much that tells us. I'm not sure if it tells us that there is that somebody tried to run, if they were together necessarily. I don't know what was going on there, but I'm sure that this prosecutor probably has it all laid out. Now, here's some crime scene photos here. Now, who is that standing there barefooted? That's weird. I think that's just a mannequin. And you could see the gunshot leaving the window there. God, man, this is awful. Like, why did this guy think he can get away with this? That they're just shot and nobody's gonna like suspect him? Okay, so yeah, and I know my lighting is a little different. But it's also like I'm not used to it, so it's hard to adjust my eyes to reading. So I do apologize. It's just going to take a little getting used to on my end. Here's crime scene reports, but I still don't have any details as to how. I mean, these are all crime scene reports, but I want to know what made them suspect. I mean, not just suspect him, but enough to arrest him. Which I think maybe I have here. Yeah, this is all response to the crime scene. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking to see because I want to know what made them believe, like, what evidence do they have against him to have arrested him? How strong? I'm just trying to get an idea of how strong of a case that they have against him. So here's the SLED update on the ongoing Murdaugh double murder investigation. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is committed to a thorough, fair, and impartial investigation into the murders of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. We understand the interest this case has drawn and urge the public to withhold judgment until our investigation is complete. We have received and are currently processing a significant number of FOIA requests for documents related to this case. In the interest of transparency, SLED is releasing redacted copies of the supplemental incident reports recently received from the Colleton County Sheriff's Office. We will continue to evaluate the records in this case, and will release additional information when possible. As chief of SLED, I urge the public to be patient and let the investigation take its course. This case is complex, and we will not rush this or any investigation. Investigative decisions we make throughout this case must withstand scrutiny of the criminal justice process. SLED agents continue to interview possible witnesses, collect and process potential evidence, and investigate every lead with the same diligence we devote to every case. SLED agents are working tirelessly with our partners to build a case against any person responsible for the murders of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh to ensure that justice is served, said SLED Chief Mark Keel. Now, obviously, it's a pretty complex situation. Like I said, I still don't know exactly what circumstances he was actually arrested on. Like, what evidence do they feel that they have against Alec? But I'm really curious about that. And I love this question. Bobby Hazard asks, does anyone really believe he's had a 20-year opiate addiction? No, I don't. I don't think that he could have, considering what he supposedly spent. Now, this is the thing. He admits to have stolen, or he admits that he owes $4.3 million to the family of the housekeeper who died mysteriously in his house. Now, he claims that he spent that entire $4.3 million on drugs. Now, I don't know anybody who can survive a $4.3 million drug habit. I don't care what drugs you're on. That's a crazy, insane amount. It doesn't make sense. So for him to say that he had this addiction to Oxycontins for poor, and spent $4.3 million on his addiction, I'm just calling bullshit on that, man. I'm not buying it at all. Now we'll get to the fun stuff now. This is about as caught up as far as the Cliff Notes go, as far as this case goes. So I hope we're all pretty much caught up, more or less. I know it's difficult. I know there's a lot of ins and outs. I guess the one thing mainly to focus on, because that's all law enforcement has any evidence for so far, is the murders of Paul and Maggie. Now, okay. Thank you, Hillbilly Nitro USA. Maybe I'll look into that later, but I appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to get to this now. I still don't know what, again, like I said before, I don't know what evidence they have against him, but I don't think Betty does either. And I think this is just them fangirling, and it's just kind of ridiculous. Just I'll play this little video here. It's a short one. This person has really gotten my attention lately, and I've been showing some content of theirs. Again, people, blessed are the clip channels, and this is one of my favorites lately. And this is Deets on the Streets. And this is what she's been saying. This is her take on Betty's biggest moment. This is Betty's big moment here. Burnt hair Betty, I love it. I'm going to start using that.
Good morning. Deets on the Streets reporting live from nowhere near this fiasco. I bring you two heavy hitters at the Alec Murdaugh trial, watching Alec himself enter the courthouse.
Oh, Lord. We got two heavy hitters out here. And
Alec Murdaugh!
Now you can hear JLR's dumbass. Alec Murdaugh!
Alec Murdaugh!
Okay. Now, JLR doesn't even know how to say his name. Okay, they're all the way down there, and he's saying Alex Murdaugh. Alex Murdaugh. So he doesn't even know how to say the fucking dude's name. Izzy, thank you so much. You're awesome and hilarious. Also, I love your commentary on JLR, Bullhorn Boob, and Daryl Brooks. Great. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you guys like it. It's all from the heart, man.
Alec Murdaugh!
Alex Murdaugh!
Yes, why did you kill your wife and your son? Shame on you! You're going to...
Why did you kill your wife and your son? Shame on you! JLR's such a dipshit.
Alex, shame on you! Shame on you! You're the best thing that counted!
I love how he said that I love how JLR just screamed, "You're a disgrace to this county." You don't live there, bro. What the fuck do you know what is a disgrace to the county or not? And as a matter of fact, like, yeah, the dude has done a bunch of fucked up shit. But here's the thing that you have to understand about the Murdaugh family, right? What you have to understand about these people is they were it. They were it in the area where they live in. They were it. Their family name is like, it goes back so far. So I find it really interesting that he's going to sit there and go, "You're a disgrace." Like, dude, prior to all of this bullshit, prior to this dude just going down a slippery slope of just decline, prior to that, this dude did a lot of good in that community. This is a guy who walked around, like, apparently Alec knew everyone by name. Like, people in town would report that if they saw you at a Piggly Wiggly, which is like the big name quick stop around there, if they saw you at the Piggly Wiggly, they would know your name and they'd shake your hand and say hello. Everybody, like, they ran it like they were running a business. You know, they treated everybody in that town like they were like they were part of a team. They were really, really, endearing towards the members of that community, supposedly, from what I understand. Now, I don't know for a fact. I wasn't there. I'm just saying what I've heard some of the people, some of the locals say in interviews.
It could just be me, but something tells me it sounded a little bit more like this in their heads.
We got two heavy hitters out here.
Wow.
Full disclosure, these are not the views of an actual journalist. I do not have proper media credentials. Have a great day, y'all.
Yeah, none of us do. Thank you, Deets. Now, now we're just going to go over some of Betty's stuff here. All right. Now, if you're drinking, I haven't even watched this yet, but if you're drinking, take a shot every time Betty talks about how cold it is, because this is what she did in Idaho. So,
Hey guys, we are going to wait for people to get on this live, and then we will get started this morning. I'm sorry for the glare, but I do have a crack in the camera of this phone. But the reason why I am using this phone,
you don't have to apologize for me, sweetheart.
Instead of the Apple is because I want to take footage of Alex Murdaugh appearing. I want you guys to get front row seat of him.
Now she's all the way out there. Okay. She's all the way out there. She traveled out there because she's covering the case, but she doesn't know how to pronounce the dude's name. Now she's local. I'm sure there are dozens of people around her that are pronouncing his name. And yet, yeah, she still doesn't know how to pronounce the dude's name.
Him getting Alex Apple is because I want to take footage of Alex Murdaugh appearing. I want you guys to get front row seat of him getting out of the van and going into the courthouse behind me. This is the gate that they put him through. I was on the other side of this when he showed up yesterday. We're going to be on this side this morning. And then we're going to be making our way to Savannah, Georgia. Weird things are happening in Savannah, Georgia, not even just with the Leilani Simon case, right? So what we have is I'm getting reports that a torso washed up on shore. And so people are saying they're not doing anything about it. There's also some other breaking news out there with a some kind of police guy. I don't know. I really don't know. But guys, I'm so thankful.
There's reports of a police guy involved in a true crime case. Some police guy. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Money well spent, people who fucking funded me to come all the way the fuck out here.
Thankful that you guys are here. As you're rolling in this morning, we got 62 people in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And guess what? All of my fans out there, I need you guys to start doing me a favor. I need this favor from you. I need you to go through my videos and I need you to like them. I need you to like them because, as many of you guys know, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I've got a lot of haters out there, right? I've got.
Okay. I see where this is going. Because it's been brought to her attention, thanks to our friend Burnt Toast, how many dislikes versus likes that she gets on her videos. This has gotten to her, apparently. So now she's telling everybody, make sure you like the video. I need to get the likes up because I have too many haters that are disliking the videos. I mean, I don't bother liking or disliking either one of them, to be honest. And honestly, I could give a fuck if you dislike my videos. Like, I don't have those type of hangups, dude. I don't care. I mean, I'll tell people to like the video, but dislike it just as quick, you know. Either way, that helps the algorithm. It doesn't matter whether you like it or dislike it. It doesn't matter. Click one of them. I'll be happy.
I've got a lot of haters out there that don't want to see us succeed. They don't want to see us succeed. They don't want to see us covering these cases for each and every one of you because they.
Okay, but you're not covering this case at all. I don't think that you've gone over any of the facts that I just spent the last hour going over. I don't think you've done that at all. And I'm not even good at it. But at least I lay out the facts. You don't even bother to educate yourself on these facts. None at all. I mean, dude, yo, check out my pause game, guy. Hell yeah. Look at that. I need another line.
They are lazy, sitting on their duff, doing absolutely nothing with their life while we're out here getting answers on all these cases. I've got a bombshell video that's going to turn our haters on their heads. And I
can't wait.
I was going to remove the volume and go a different route with it and say it was leaked to me, but it's not. It's not leaked. I'm telling you guys this right now. It wasn't leaked to me. I acquired the footage myself. Hold on here. This thing does not want to work without my glove or with my gloves on. What did somebody say? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It is cold in the morning.
Take a shot.
Don't tell anybody I sing for you guys. They'll get jealous. Like, the haters already hate me because I do so much for you guys, bringing content directly to your front door. You know, then serenading you. Oh my God, their heads got to be ready.
Content to our front doors. Really?
Explode already, right? I thought I saw something here. If the chat starts moving a little too fast, try to get my attention with stop signs. I will. Betty, you look. I always look cute when I look like a gnome. Oh, you guys are too much. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Good morning, everyone. I would go through here. I mean, we've been having light chats. This is not really, you know, everybody always says I go out to all these stories that get big numbers and things like that. Well, let me tell you, Madalena Kojakari is not getting large numbers. I went out there from the goodness of my heart. I still have some content that I need to drop, but I couldn't because I was already here, and this case is kind of breaking here. This is a huge case in this area. This is the biggest that you've ever seen. But for the purposes of YouTube, it's not a very popular case. I knew that coming out because I had already done stories about the Murdaugh family and the history behind this case months ago, back in August, I think June, July, August of last year. I was
okay. Stop. Betty, it's a very, very high profile case. Documentaries have been made about it. And yes, other YouTubers have been talking about this, and other YouTubers have been covering this case. So don't sit here and act like you're the only one, and don't tell me that it's not you're not driven. The fact that you're self-conscious about it tells us that you're driven by this being a high profile case, and that it's a case that everyone is talking about. A lot of people are talking about this case. So don't, Betty, that dog don't hunt. Come on. We all know that you are 100% full of shit. So
I was covering a lot of this case, and of course those weren't getting a whole lot of high numbers.
now,
I knew
again, she was covering this case, but still has yet to know how to pronounce this man's name. Just saying.
I knew coming out here this wasn't going, but this is a case that really just makes me go, and I know if I didn't get out here, I would never have another opportunity to come out here and cover this case. And I always believe things happen for a reason. And it all started with me being invited, personally invited, with a VIP. And mind you, we're the VIPs that sit at the very first row, you know?
Okay. Okay. That's bullshit. Okay. A VIP from JLR doesn't count as a VIP. Okay. I promise you that. Okay. Just because he might have a hat that says VIP on it, you know, that he puts on his little mannequin head next to the mannequin head that has the one that says media when he goes to bed at night with his little snuggie. It doesn't mean that he's a VIP or you are a VIP.
So I had an opportunity to come to a celebration of life for a person that I highly respected, and you know, just had that inspired me, that helped inspire me to be me, right? And it all kicked off with her. She lost her life. I had an opportunity to go show my respects to her and her family, and I took it. And it was a last minute decision that I made. But again, things happen for a reason. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go over to Madalena Kojakari's case had I not already been in North Carolina. Look at this. Like, this case just happened to be happening this week as I'm rolling through town. And tomorrow, what's happening? Like, Leilani Simon is going to court. So it just seems like God puts things in my path for a reason. There are reasons why things happen in my life, and I understand that. So I'm here.
See, it's really ironic how she looks at it that way, because I think of it similarly, actually. Because since, Betty, based on your logic, you're saying that God puts things in your path, right? So apparently you believe that God is putting these things in your path and setting them up. See, no. The fact that you only provide content that is laughable at best, that's God putting things in my path. Because I can count on you to go out to these places and make an ass of yourself, and it's always going to be content. So God's looking out for me, not you.
Here, and I'm meant to be here. I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And we get an opportunity to see what is going on. Right now, it's voir dire. That is jury selection for those that don't understand the legalese of voir dire. And they went through a lot of questioning yesterday. If you guys were listening to the live feed, I killed it because at the time we had already been going for 4 hours and nobody knew anything. The live feed wasn't accessible. It wasn't running into the wildlife.
I thought you had a VIP front row. So you weren't front row during the hearing? Let me just take a look real quick. Give me 1 second, because I saw that. Let's see.
You're the only person I ever met belonged in the sky. Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
Ooh, I kind of want to see this movie.
This is war. Our guys need help. We bring everyone home.
Sure, we hit at 7. That's the perfect time to drill.
Okay. Front row. Now, I'm just going through all of this. See, more. It's a 4-hour live.
We only know, we only know of the.
She's out there from
bodies. He's not
dawn.
attached to those.
I'm not seeing a front row seat in the courthouse. I'm not seeing a VIP access here.
Try to angle it so you guys can hit the right way.
Oh, wait. Is that a VIP access right there?
The actual screen.
Okay, Newton, not really.
Nope. Yeah, nope.
If you guys hear from him or see
Oh,
him, tell
okay.
him.
So this is her VIP access. This is her VIP access, folks. Are you ready?
I'm entering the studio now.
So she's sitting in a fucking like cafeteria, and she's front row in the cafeteria, VIP access. Now, what's funny is I could understand her almost saying this.
There we go.
Oh fuck, there's two of her. I could almost understand her saying this after the fact, or I mean before the fact, and then misunderstanding. Jesus Christ, Betty, mute.
Sorry,
dude.
it's my phone.
You idiot.
There we go. All right, guys, we're back. We're bringing this other one.
Like prior to the fact, I could see her being like, "We have VIP access," and then being like, "Oh shit, I guess we don't." But this is yesterday, and the video that I was just going over, that I'm going to keep going over, she's claiming that she had VIP front row access.
That letter to the meeting in October, you had already made some adjustments to your
She's
story.
streaming court TV. That's
So
not
what I'm gonna
VIP access. That's not front row VIP access, Betty. I'm sorry. You were misinformed.
Pre-selection for those that don't understand the legalese of voir dire. And they went through a lot of questioning yesterday. If you guys were listening to the live feed,
Wow.
I killed it because at the time,
During jury selection, they actually went through a lot of questioning. Jeez, imagine that.
it had already been going for 4 hours and nobody knew anything. The live feed wasn't accessible. It wasn't running into the wildlife area that they had for overflow media. And it's not really overflow media. It's for the people that don't want to be in the courthouse. I mean, they're not allowing phones. They're not allowed. Only one person's allowed to record. Now, granted, we can tap into that recording, that live feed, without any problems because of the court order.
No.
But I thought it would be better off if we were if we had went over there so we could literally live stream it.
You
but
are 100% full of shit. We just saw you streaming from court TV. You were streaming court TV. Like, what are you talking about? That's not streaming the one exclusive access that was able to stream from the courtroom. No, man, you were streaming court TV, which I hope they fucking strike your ass for it too. They love to
But
strike
everything
people.
kind of went to hell yesterday. And then, of course, as soon as I pack up, break down the live, within 15 minutes, they had the live stream. So just things were wonky. But again, things happen for a reason. I was able to get
Things are
a lot of
wonky.
video content because you got to remember, the JLR is out here lurking, right? And you know, if I don't get it out, the good news is, this is the good news. When I rolled into town, I didn't go straight to my hotel room. I went to all the places that I needed to go in the pouring rain. So I knew I had the content. So I knew I could be here at the courthouse. So I knew I had a head start on whatever was going on. I was really worried, but I got a lot of content that I was able to push out before JLR.
That's right. Yeah. She's referring to a funeral. Like, who talks about a funeral like it's a fucking event? Didn't she do that? Give me 1 second. Let me take a look at something here real quick. Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at some of this stuff here. It says so right here. For those that want to know where I'm at, I was invited as a VIP guest to the event. She'll truly be missed. Wow. Like, y'all are killing me in the chat right now. Where's that comment right there? Where's that comment? Donovan's like, that funeral was litty and I was a VIP. Why is she so stupid? I don't fucking get it, dude. I don't get it.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the YouTube,
it's so funny.
The good news, when I rolled into town, I didn't go straight to my hotel room. I went and went to all the places that I needed to go in the pouring rain. So I knew I had the content. So I knew I could be here at the courthouse. So I knew I had a head start on whatever was going on. I was really worried, but I got a lot of content that I was able to push out before JLR. Go Bullhorn Betty, right? So it's kind of funny. I got a colleague out here and we're racing to get the stuff out because I'm sure he's probably went to every place that I've gone and maybe more because, you know, he always thinks outside the box. He always gets those extra pieces that I always seem to forget about. But God bless him, right? We love JLR. What can we say?
Stupid pills.
It was funny because I was out here. I sat out here waiting for the night shot for literally hours. Literally hours. Nobody, I mean, I knew a couple people here. Like I knew one of the photographers and I was talking to them and everything. And then right as the guy starts stepping out, boom, there's JLR. And I always tease that I know he's lurking in the bushes somewhere. I don't know where the hell he came from. It's like he always seems to know right where to be at the right times. I wish I had.
That's called fucking being a creep. What are you talking about? She's literally describing this dude as being a stalking weirdo creep.
That intuition to compete, right? So, but we're thankful. We're thankful. At least I know while I'm out here, at least I'm safe. I thought I was going to be here. Actually by myself. I was surprised when I saw the video of JLR in South Carolina while I was in North Carolina. Good morning, ZZT, to all.
You know,
she says,
JLR
good
was
morning
like,
to all my coffee beans this morning.
You know that's what happened. You know that like JLR was like in South Carolina doing his own thing, and she was in North Carolina, and then she was like, and then she went and saw one of his fucking videos and was lurking in his fucking shit, and then she was like, JLR, guess where I am? Are you gonna be there for a minute? And he doesn't want to leave because he wants a fucking fangirl shot of fucking Alec Murdaugh. And he's like, fuck. He was just sitting there, fucking checks out his phone, and he goes, fuck. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I guess I'll be here for whatever.
Sending y'all lots of love from ZZT. We love you guys. Ricky Beaver's in the house. Brown Chicken is in the house. Lex Luthor, good morning.
God, shut
Rebecca,
the fuck up.
they like watching, and then there's people that I deal with that actually follow me no matter what I'm covering because they know I'm out and about, and whatever I'm covering is an important case. This is an important case. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a Lifetime movie. I will tell you that right now. This is going to be a Lifetime movie. This is going to be a Peacock movie. This is going to be, this has like all the hallmark. Because to be honest with you, it's almost like a movie to begin with. Like, this is what we usually pay, the movie theaters, $8 a ticket to watch, right?
Right.
And this is actually.
Because that's what this is. She's basically right now, like, confirming how these tragedy pimps fucking think, and they don't fucking think about victims. They don't think about the fact that real lives were affected. She's just thinking about the sense of entertainment. Like, oh my God, this is like a movie. Oh my God. Yet she hasn't shared any details in this case at all whatsoever.
Actually, real life. There's no scripting involved in this. There's no, screenplay having to be written here. It's already written. And Alex,
right? Yeah, because you don't need to write a screenplay for a movie. It's already written. There's going to be a Lifetime movie, but no screenplay necessary, folks. Not going to happen. They're just going to have a bunch of actors lip sync along with actual court footage.
Murdaugh is the star, right? He's got some co-stars in there.
Murdaugh.
Like Curtis Eddie Smith, right? And God knows who else, because I find it awfully hard.
Okay. No, you find it hard to name anyone else involved in the case. Because this Curtis Smith is definitely somebody who matters here. He was hired by Alec Murdaugh. Alec. He was hired by him to shoot him so that his son Buster could collect the life insurance money. But that didn't happen. He suffered a superficial wound, and that was it.
Hard to believe that his law firm had no idea that he was scheming to defraud all these people out of money. And I'm sorry, for me, there's somebody else in that law firm helping him get away with it.
Yeah, they named
him.
And
I'd like to know who that is.
Oh my God. Hold on, Betty. I got you. Give me 1 second, because his name escapes me at the moment, but I got you. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Just a second. I got you. Hold on. I'm almost there. Hold on. Yeah. That person's name is Corey Fleming. That person's name is Corey Fleming. So yeah, that's already a thing. Just so you know, it's already a thing. Okay.
And I don't care if they've got evidence to support that or not. And I could care less what your name is or what your wealth is or what your prestige is or who you are. Like, you do wrong, you do wrong. You should have to pay for that wrongdoing. But I find it very hard to believe. Now, I could be wrong. Stranger things could happen, right? Truth is stranger than fiction. But it just seems awfully funny how an attorney can defraud his clients without having somebody in the accounting department helping him cover his tracks. Sorry. I mean, I'm just, call me stupid.
He was
right?
indicted.
Call me stupid, but you got it. When you're in a law firm like that, you have all these things in place to make sure shit like this, excuse my language, crap like this doesn't happen. And it happened. So who was helping him in the law firm? Somebody was. And I'd like to know who.
Why does she bother, watching her language now? Like, we've seen her just cuss the fuck out of people.
And just for all the new people that are coming in here, if you haven't watched the beginning of this, I wanted to make sure that you guys know, I need your help. I need you to go out and start liking. I don't care if you watch it or not, but I need you to go through my videos and start liking them, because the problem is I'm Bullhorn Betty, and we have a lot of haters, right? And they just don't want to see us succeed. They want to try to silence our streams, silence our voice, silence our videos.
Nobody's trying to silence you,
and they're
man.
not succeeding. I mean, really, they're not.
Nobody's trying to silence you, man. Like, are you kidding? This is fucking great. What are you talking about? Nobody's trying to silence you. Like, see, this is the thing, is this, to me, this is nothing about this makes me mad, because she's not out there doing anything damaging. The case is already a thing. It's the trial. It's already moving forward. She's not going to interfere with an ongoing investigation, mostly because she doesn't know anything about the case. She wouldn't even know who to go out and seek to interfere with. She wouldn't have any idea. She hasn't followed the case. She doesn't know enough. She remembered one name out of the whole goddamn thing.
Not, but I'm noticing it, and I'm noticing it a little more and more and more. And they're doing underhanded crap like that. And the only thing that Trump's bad and Trump's evil is the good people here on YouTube. So for all my good people out there on YouTube, go through my video section, go through my live section. If you have not liked them, please consider giving it a thumbs up, because I'm working my little tail off out here. I'm freezing. I've been freezing for the last 6 months covering.
God damn, she lies all the way down to the little tail. Everything's a lie all the way down to the little tail.
These cases all over the country, and just need your help. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's free to do that. It doesn't cost you a dime to go through my videos and like them. And you know what? If you like the content, it doesn't cost you a dime to share it on your social media.
Mean, technically,
not a dime.
It's just that I'm a dick. I should like her videos, because at the end of the day, I do like them. They're funny. I mean, I don't like them for the reason that she wants me to like them. But at the end of the day, I feel like, I kind of feel like a dick for not liking them, because I'm just being petty and just being like, I'm not giving that shit a like. Fuck that.
Not one red cent does it cost you. But you know what it does? It helps propel this channel. And you guys can be part of that.
No, the dislikes help propel them just as much. Like, you're not going to see a difference. I promise you, Betty. If let's say that somebody evens out the average of 3 times the dislikes that you get over the likes that you get per video, I promise you that if that evens out with likes, that's not going to make a difference in how many views you get. It's just not. The dislikes help you just as much. You just can't handle the fact that people don't fucking like you and people see through your bullshit.
That success. So there's not a whole lot. Let's see here. I'll take that as a yes. The freedom for the short period and the duration of the time as you as a convict prisoner are transported to and from court. It's a breath of fresh. Yeah, it's a breath of fresh. Absolutely. Is that why he's dragging this out? I mean, you got to think he's probably in a 6x6 cell. He's probably isolated because of who he is. I don't see.
Vince Ibarra is such a whiner, bro. Here, dude. Here. Go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner and think about your behavior. Okay, Vince?
Don't see him being in general pop just right yet. He could be. I don't know his stuff. All I know is that they lock it down here. You know, when he pulls up, the officers are very courteous. They're like, hey, if you follow the rules, you stay behind this red
that'll
line.
never happen.
You know,
I mean, I'd be down. I mean, there's an open invitation for her to join me on panel. I have plenty of questions, but that'll never happen. She won't even mention my name, which I think is really funny. But yeah, no, she won't even. Yeah. That'll never happen. She knows she has no argument. She knows that everything that I say about her up here is absolutely true.
Stay out of your way. You can get all the shots you want to get, right? But I want a little more. I want to know what the heck this guy was thinking. Did he honestly think he was going to get away with it? And again, I met an awesome older gentleman. He's you
still don't even know what evidence they have against him. Like, the trial hasn't even fucking started yet. Like, they just finished jury selection, for fuck's sake. There's not you don't even know what evidence they have against him. Like, for all we know, he might actually still get away with this. He might get found not guilty. He might get acquitted. There might be a hung jury. There might be a mistrial. Who the fuck knows? You have no idea. Apparently, he's going to trial. That means that he feels like he could beat these charges. Now, obviously, the prosecution feels that they have enough evidence to convict him. Otherwise, they would not have arrested him in the first place. But at the same time, his defense team seems to think that they could beat it. So, Patricia Sell, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Leslie Kohler, thank you so much. Poor thing is freezing. Bullshit, Betty, stay home in Florida. Exactly.
You can tell he is much older. I don't know if he's in his 70s, but I don't think he's in his 60s. He looks like he's in the 70s or 80s. And what a treat that was. I don't want to go into too much detail because it might spark what videos I'm going to be dropping. As soon as I'm leaving town, I'm dropping a video, and you guys don't want to miss it. And like I said, it's going to turn the heads of the haters. It's going to make their head explode. Isn't that great? And then it's going to just say, oh my God, look at the Lord Betty, that horrible woman. That horrible woman.
I mean, first of all, nothing that you do shocks us anymore. I want to be very clear about that, Betty. Nothing that you do shocks anybody anymore. It's just consistently still entertaining. Because it's fascinating. The reason why we can continue to do this over and over and over again is because you never learn. You continue to do the same thing over and over again. More people are becoming more and more aware of you. Your popularity is becoming more infamy than anything. And constantly, it's just always like, the more your channel grows, the more people see you as another Katie Joy. Nobody likes you. Everyone knows that whatever you do is either laughable or it is detrimental to an ongoing investigation. One of the two. Pick one. No matter what you have ever done on YouTube has either been just sheer entertaining because of how stupid you are, or B, impeding and interfering and detrimental to an investigation because of how stupid you are. So this is a constant thing. It just never ends. But I have not, I'm not, no matter what this video that you claim is going to drop, you're not going to make anybody go, oh my God, mind blown. No, like, we know that you're capable of horrible shit. Like, this is what could happen is you could do a video or you could be live streaming and then get into a physical altercation with somebody, and everybody's just going to be like, there it is. There's the next charge on her extensive, lengthy record. That's all that's going to happen. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God. Oh, I love this guy here. Vince Ibarra, what are you saying here? Really? You were very sensitive. You said you could have an opinion and not be kicked out for it if I disagree with you. I simply meant disagree with her opinion, but attacking her looks is weird. No, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but the thing is you're not contributing anything productive to this chat at all whatsoever. And nobody's blocked you. I merely timed you out because it entertains me. Because all you can think to do is sit here and whine and bitch and moan. I don't understand. Like, I hate what you're doing, but I'm sitting here watching it. I can't stop watching it. I hate what you're doing, but I have to sit here in your chat and complain about it. It's a weird look, but somehow you're getting off on me looking weird. So, you know, so rather I just prefer to simply time you out because it's fun. It's fun to imagine you sitting there brooding, waiting for your 300 seconds to be up and come back and comment. It entertains me to no end. So, yeah. Like so.
Like, how many different ways can you say I'm a horrible person over the last year and a half? I'm just curious. Like, seriously.
As long as you continue to do horrible shit.
Idiots. What can I say? Good morning, BHB. Chat and mods finally caught alive. Hope everyone is doing good. Sunstar, it's nice to see you. God bless you. Thank you for being here. We're filling up the chat on this Alex Murdaugh case. We're sitting out in front. We're waiting for him to arrive. That parking spot right there is where he's parking. We were going to get a front row view of this man coming into court today. I make sure I'm positioned. I was actually over there with that gentleman's walking yesterday. And today we're going to have...
As we saw on Deets on the Streets video, like the highlight of that is her and fucking JLR. What did I call him? John Atalia Lee Riches. Somebody in my chat called him that, and I've never been able to forget it. John Atalia Lee Riches. All we did was hear you guys mispronounce his name and scream and yell at him. Why'd you count? Like he's gonna be like, oh well, cause like he's walking in to prove that he didn't do what he's being accused of, but he's just gonna look back at you and go, I don't know, because I felt like it, while you're yelling these crazy accusations at him. And they're not really crazy accusations because that's what he's being tried for. But the fact of the matter is that, again, he could absolutely beat these charges. It's just a question of what evidence do they have against him, and can his defense team create enough doubt to where they can get him off. But you're just yelling at the dude. Like, that's your big highlight of showing up here. You still haven't covered any facts of this case. You haven't gone over anything, any of the ins and outs. You haven't even discussed of how complex the case is. You just said it's like a movie. It's like a movie. A movie you don't even need a script for. It's like a movie. Look.
To have it here. So I just want to tell you guys, be patient. He's going to be here in I don't know, it's like 7 now. Man, it's only 7. Why are you guys getting me up out of bed so darn early?
Nobody did that.
You guys are worse than my mom. I'm so proud of you. Like a boss. Maybe that needs to be another shirt. Be a boss, Bullhorn Betty.
God. Can you imagine what this person's life is like? This Miranda Beard who commented. See that? Miranda Beard. So proud of you. Hashtag like a boss. Like, can you imagine like what her life is like if this is who she looks up to? I can't even begin to imagine.
All the jury specialists are watching the body language of the jury candidates for both sides. Very interesting. Oh yes, and you could tell like they had the attorney that's overseeing the case, and then they had, or not the attorney, the judge that's overseeing the case, and then they had the second
Yes, thank you for that.
judge that was handling.
Yeah, that's not the name of the county. Yes, it's considered the Low Country. That's what they call it. The Low Country in the area in South Carolina. It's just an endearing nickname. It's just an endearing way of describing. It's what they call it. Yeah, that's all it is. That's not an official name of anything. It's just what they call that area.
The qualification questions and the exemptions and things of that nature. Quite interesting, they go through a lot of stuff. They tell people, that you can do that, can you be fair and impartial? And they were going through a laundry list of, are you related to any of these people? And if so, tell us, and, what that qualification is. And then they say, well, does that mean that you can't be fair and impartial? Some of them said, yeah, it won't allow me, because of that. If I hear that person come up, I trust, I'm sure that's what's going in the head because they didn't go through the.
She's the kind of person that gets that they're like, nope, we don't want her. Like both the defense and the prosecution, if they're doing jury selections and she got jury duty, right? She sits up there. She's going to make it painfully obvious that she wants to be on that jury. And what's going to end up happening is both the prosecution and the defense are going to be like, nope, cut her, get her the fuck out of here. Because she's clearly obsessive and delusional. They don't want anyone even resembling her on a jury. I promise you that. The last thing you want on a jury is a fucking Karen. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. The last thing, either one. Prosecution is going to be like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and dismiss this juror. And the judge is going to be like, well, does the defense have any objections? And before they can even finish, the defense is going to be like, no objection, Your Honor. Yes, cut her, get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants her on a jury. And here she is explaining how it works. And she's basically making it obvious that she's the type of person that would want to be on a jury. Those people that are like, no, I can't be fair and impartial. Like, I don't want to be on a jury. I don't even care how, like, I mean, I understand the whole, like, you could judge me if you want, because I do understand the whole concept of, you got to do your duty as a citizen. You get called for jury duty, you do the best you can, right? But not me. You get me sitting up there and getting interviewed for jury selection. I'm going to be like, you know what? Yeah, I got a problem with redheads. This Alec Murdaugh dude, he's got red hair. His sons have red hair. I've always had a fear of people with red hair to the point of resentment. And I hate the dad for having red hair, and I hate his son even more, who he murdered, for having red hair. So no, I can't be a part of this jury. And they'll boot me right the fuck off, and I'll be like, peace, going home. I don't want to be part of a fucking jury, dude. I just don't. I'll say anything that I have to get out of fucking jury duty. I do not want any part of that shit. You think I want to be stuck in a fucking room? Like, that's crazy. Okay, because these cases fascinate me, but not to the point to where I want to be stuck for months. And if the jury's sequestered, fuck you, dude. I got to sit there and hang around these people and only talk to these other people, only talk to the other members of the jury, eat the same fucking shitty takeout for months. Can't watch the news, can't do shit. It's like being in fucking prison. It's probably worse. No, I don't need to be involved in a case like that. I don't want it. I don't want anything to fucking do with it. Izzy, thank you so much. Imagine JLR as a juror. Okay. Let's do that. Could you state your name for the records? Yes, my name is Jonathan Lee Riches, aka JLR. Yes, Your Honor, we're going to move to go ahead and dismiss this juror, please. No objections, Your Honor. Yeah, you could step down. That's how that would go. Just like that. State your name for the record. My name is Jonathan Lee Riches, aka JLR. Yeah, Your Honor. Thank you. That's how that would go. That's it. Like, dude would not be on that jury. Like, even if he got selected by some fucking miracle, the other members of the jury would be like, as soon as he gets up to go to the bathroom, all right, everybody want to vote to get this guy the fuck out of here? This dude is creeping me the fuck out. Everybody, if we all vote and then tell, you know, whoever the fuck's in charge to get him out of here, they'll do it. They have to. Like, yeah, but I mean, wouldn't it just move quicker if we just let him? Listen, dude, you want that creepy motherfucker sitting in here for the next God knows how many months spewing out madness? You really want to fucking have that dude in here in the same room as you with his little fucking media hat? Dude. Like, why is it day 3 and the dude is in a Snuggie? Like, I know it's cold in here. Like, we got to vote him out. We got to get him out of here. Nobody wants JLR hanging around him for months at a time.
Through the explanation. They did not want any explanation. They wanted to keep it yes, no questions. And I think that was in an effort not to poison the other jurors. So they were very cautious and held people back to further question them about their exemption or their inability to be fair and impartial. So it was quite interesting. Green Eyes in the house. Nice to see you. Yes, and he collected life insurance. Yeah, of course not. This guy is just a crook. But how did he get away with all of it for years? Like,
he didn't get away with anything. Shut up. Your Honor, we've all taken a vote, and we're all uncomfortable with the fact that this man looks like a severed penis stump, and looking at him every day is detrimental to our decision-making skills. So everybody move to vote the penis stump out of here. Okay, John Atalia going once, going twice.
Like, this stuff didn't just happen. This has been going on for years, and nobody was the wiser. Like, how do you do that? I guess my only concern is, how can you do that? It's almost like somebody showed him how, or I don't know. It's just odd. I just still think there's somebody in that law firm that may or may not have done.
I'm sorry, Kara.
To help.
Let me look through that because I didn't see it. You're right, Kara, but I don't see it, honestly. I got Izzy's. But I don't like missing super chats because I really, really appreciate you guys. So I feel like a dick if I miss them. Sometimes I miss them because I'm reading. I have another screen pulled up and I can't see the chat. So I do apologize when I miss them. But yeah, Kara, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I got it here. You're right. Okay. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate it. The chief of Chatham County has been warned. I will be driving by and y'all will see giving words. And yes, we do want her to shut up. I already promised you that Chief Hadley already knows about her showing up there. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that. To respond to your super chat there, I guarantee you that Chief Hadley is already quite aware of her. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But yeah, good on you for letting them know.
To help him. I'm sorry. Good morning. I know you meant to say let them. Yeah. You know what though? They didn't say anything when Jonathan was in the grass. Yes, they did. Did they? Oh, did you?
Okay, stop.
Oh no, down there, yes. But
Okay, so Jonathan was lurking in the grass, apparently.
was right, like right. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't on this side yesterday. I'm gonna mute you guys just for a second, so there's no hot mic.
I guess it's better than me smoking. Her vaping, I guess, you know. I mean, I think it's weird. Like if you're vaping and there's not like THC in it, I find that shit weird. Like just fucking smoke.
I'll be right back. Just give me a few moments. I gotta take care of some things.
Jesus Christ. A few moments later. I wonder what this dude is saying to her. Oh, she had to go get coffee.
There we go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's the light's starting to get out,
Well,
so
that's
I
the
decided to
thing.
put some sunglasses.
Here's the thing about vaping. I know this is a little off the subject. I don't know if doctors have said that or not. Cheesy Wheezy. I mean, you say that should they have? Okay, I believe you. My thing with vaping though, like once I quit smoking, I'm just gonna quit smoking. You know what I mean? Like once I quit, I'm just gonna quit. But I'm not. The thing about vaping is it hasn't been around long enough to know what the long-term effects are. And I don't think it can be good. You know what I mean? Because like every time I've ever vaped, I cough like crazy. I cough worse than I do if I smoke. So I'm just like, this is weird. This can't be good. It can't be good for my lungs. So, you know, I just don't think it's been around long enough to know exactly what the long-term effects can be. We'll know in a couple years.
Glasses on. Okay, so I just saw something. Thank you, Heavens 57. God bless you. I almost missed you. I really did. Let me exit this out. So I got the apple, so we'll be ready whenever he gets here. I always know when they get here because law enforcement kind of shows up.
Thank you, Heaven 57. I almost missed you. I would have missed you if you super chatted more than $3, but since it's only $3, you know, I almost missed you.
All of a sudden, right? So he's definitely had to have help. Yeah, it just doesn't seem. It seems odd to me that he didn't have any, especially with the law firm. I mean, if it was something I didn't understand about, but I've worked in law firms for
no, you
years.
haven't. No, you haven't.
I even, you know, there's policy like I did cut checks. You know,
like sweeping the fucking floor doesn't count. Okay.
I had to go if I needed a check for a settlement or something. I have to go to the accounting office. And we had a CPA that actually worked for us our law firm.
I saw that, Camry.
And you'd go there and you'd have to submit paperwork to get that check issued. The bills for the law firm I never paid for. You know, the accounting department would receive the bills and cut the check. I'm processing how how can you, I mean, everything that in our office was set up so something like this didn't happen, because honestly, the reason why we go through this is a lawyer can actually lose his law license for his employees, because he's ultimately responsible for his office. So what happens if I do something illegal under the the guise of the law firm, that law firm can be held responsible. That attorney.
Yeah, no, listen, what she's saying here is utter bullshit. And I don't know this for a fact, but I can't imagine how, especially something as clear cut as the law, right? She's sitting here saying that if an attorney, if the lead attorney, the person whose practice it is and has attorneys working under them, that those attorneys working under them, if they had nothing to do with that attorney who owns the practice, if they have nothing to do with their actions, they'll still lose their law practice. They'll lose their law license. They'll lose they'll get disbarred. That's just not true. I mean, I can't see how someone else's actions, unless I directly did something working for that law firm and had something to do, and I signed certain things or I shuffled certain things around, how can I be held responsible for someone else's actions? That's absolutely and totally bullshit. There's just no fucking way. You know, like, that makes absolutely no sense.
Attorney, the head attorney for that law firm could go under a quality judicial review, which is not a fun process whatsoever.
Not a fun process.
Buster, I'm not sure how old Buster is, to be honest with you. I know he's the older brother because Paul actually used his license to get that beer that day, to go drinking at the bars and stuff like that. He was using his older brother's driver's license. And if you look at them, they don't look anything alike. So I don't know how he was able to
What are you talking
get
about?
that hat.
They look almost exactly
I don't know how I
alike.
have to do. It's got such soft stuff inside of it, but it doesn't like to stay on my head. The more I move, the more it wants to go up.
No.
Then it doesn't cover my ears anymore.
No, dude, that is your fucking, like, your beanie feels burnt. Okay, your fucking fried ass hair is burning your beanie and it's trying to run away from your face. That's what that is. Okay, like, beanie lives matter, bro.
Yeah, there's over 400, almost 500 people in chat. If you guys have not liked this video, please like it. For those that are just tuning in, Alex Murdaugh will be parking right here, and he will be going into this gate behind
She's still saying the fucking name wrong. So funny.
this opening right here as he makes his way into court this morning. Now, it's going to be a little minute before he arrives here at the courthouse. However, in order to get a good spot, you got to get here bright and early. The good news is we just go live, right? We just go live. I'm running you live on a different phone, so I've got to monitor the charging of it because I've only got one cord for this phone. I didn't bring both of them. Shame on me, right? And I'm keeping the Apple, which I usually run this live stream on. I'm keeping that so I can get the good quality 4K footage of him coming in. If you guys haven't seen it, Alex Murdaugh behind me.
Still said it wrong.
Got to meet me yesterday. He got to hear my voice, and I asked him, well, one, I asked him, was it worth it? That's my very first question. The next question was, are you enjoying your time out of jail?
He got to hear my voice.
Are you enjoying a little bit of time out of your box? Because why are you putting, I don't understand why he's putting his family through this extra, the extra pain of this trial. Like, you did it, just admit it, work out a plea deal with the prosecution, you ain't coming back from this, buddy. And it's just going to compound from here. It really is.
Leslie Kohler, thank you so much. Beanie lives matter. So does fried hair. Thank you.
I mean, what is he going to do? He's got fraud. I mean, the fraud stuff. Like in this country, you can get less time for murdering somebody than you can from scheming people out of their money.
What?
Like money should not trump life, but that's look at
not true.
Bernie Madoff.
That's
right?
not true at all.
That was sick. You got people that have done atrocities across this country, and you give Bernie Madoff, granted, people did lose their life. They
right?
unalive themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the loss of everything that they have owned. But again, it's money.
What? Dude.
Oh, thank you.
Bernie
Lots of love from
Madoff
Ohio.
ruined
Thank you, Jessica.
lives, man.
Thank
he
you.
fucking ran a Ponzi scheme.
The good news is there is a lot of coverage on this case.
He ran a Ponzi scheme for years and years and years. Took thousands of people's money. Okay, that's a little different. Like, yeah, you're gonna get. You're like, he probably got sentenced. I don't know. I don't know the details of the Bernie Madoff case exactly. But I'm pretty sure that, like, if you could absolutely get more time than murder, if your sentence means that you have to serve each sentence consecutively, not concurrently, but consecutively. So, I mean, for somebody who claims to know the law so well, she doesn't factor in these certain details that may have extreme have extreme details that would cause a different outcome than others. Each case is individual. Each case is special in its own way. Each case has its own details. Each case has its own severity. You can't just be like murder, stealing, black and white. Doesn't work that way. But she's a paralegal.
It really is. Yeah. And that's it. And now that's why I always say he fell from grace. Like, think about how many people in this chat room right now that would just love the life that this man
in this chat room, like it's fucking like it's fucking AOL. You've got mail. Welcome to the chat room.
Was born into, and the privilege and the stuff that he took so for granted, and look at all the loss and the pain and his weight. Like, his family's name has been on a law firm for over 100 years, and it's been removed. He's no longer on that law firm. I was going to go by there, but I decided not to, because I mean, other than the financial aspect, there really isn't a whole.
Juana Michel, muchas gracias. Sorry I'm late to the live, but who is this crazy lady? She talks crazy talk, right? That's all she does. Juana Michel, welcome. You must be new to the channel because I talk about her quite a bit. Yeah, this is actually really tame in comparison to what I normally cover. This is just fun bullshit of her just being stupid, as usual. But here she's standing in front of the courthouse waiting for Alex Murdaugh, as she puts it, to show up to court so she can yell at him. So she can just yell obscenities at him. Why'd you kill your wife and your son? Why'd you do that?
A whole lot. I mean, it's a great story behind that whole law firm. It is quite nothing short of amazing. But at the end of the day, what does it mean? Are you in Hampton County? No, we're in Colleton County. This is where he's. It's in the city of Walterboro, rather. And that's where we're at, and we're at the courthouse here. But just to let you know, Wanda, I'll be in your neck of the woods later today, and I'm going to try to get into the courthouse, just to preview what's going on in court.
Tahiti, Arizona. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that.
with Leilani and the motion hearing. It should be open to the public, so I'm going to be there bright and early in the morning. So would love to see you. I don't make it through there, you know. And is it true, like Wanda? I was just hearing that that a torso washed up. Is that true? Like you guys just had a torso wash up on your? Guys, give me a second. Let me.
Is the torso just washed up?
One thing I like about the one thing I like about the iPhone is it works with this thing. Hold on a second. Let me. I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on a second, guys. There we go.
It doesn't.
Let me check and make sure we're still good on all the back end. How do I refresh there? Hold on, guys. I know you guys can hear me, but you can't see me, or I'm frozen. I'm not sure which, but I got to check on the back end. So far, so good. Awesome. You guys are doing an amazing job right now. Perfect.
Shut up. Missy Hutchinson. Glare, I'm from upstate South Carolina, and I want to thank you for not putting South Carolina down and insulting our... Yeah, no, of course not. Why would I put South Carolina down? No, dude. And here's the thing. I got to say, like, these people are over this shit. You guys got to understand, like, this stuff happened back in 2020, 2021. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff is, you know, everybody in this town has been talking about this and talking about this. They had reporter after reporter coming through, have everybody having to talk to cops. They're just over it. Those people don't want her there. She's not contributing anything to that town at all. That town is over this shit, you know? But yeah, South Carolina is part of the United States of America, which I love very, very much. I am a patriot. So if you're from South Carolina, you're from home as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter what part of the country you're from. This does not show up on my, sometimes the memberships don't show up in my StreamYard chat. Tahiti, Arizona member for 1 month says it's been a month of info and laughs. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
So what I got to do is I got to go back and, you know, check on the back end, make sure we don't have any problems come running through StreamYard. And sometimes we have problems through YouTube. And the only way I can check that through is pop throughout the screen. You guys don't ever see me do it when I'm at the house or in the office because I have the two screens and I'm monitoring everything. That's why it's so hard to read the chat when I'm running a live, is because I'm doing so much stuff that you guys don't even realize I'm doing behind the scenes to make sure everything
we're going to talk about that too.
Running well. I don't like my picture on here seems to be crystal clear, but even on your end, I don't know how the reception is going through your end. But right now, my hotspot just wants to keep slipping up, and it's driving me nuts. How are we doing? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to unplug. Let me adjust some things here because I am getting low on battery for this phone, and I
gotta adjust my beanie because it's running away from my fucking face.
One cord that's powering the hotspot and the phone. So readjust. Whew. Whew. It's cold.
There we go. Take a shot. Jesus, dude, I walk, dude. So part of my workout is walking to the gym, and I enjoy it thoroughly. I make a thing out of it, like today, because I believe in I think it's good to prepare myself mentally and physically, and so it's a 2-mile walk to the gym and a 2-mile walk back. And it was like just 30 degrees this morning on my way to the gym, and I'm walking. People are looking at me like I'm fucking insane, and I'm walking with. But the thing is because the sun was shining and because I was keeping moving, I was wearing a t-shirt, shorts, what I work out with. I was wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and some people were just like looking at me like, what the fuck? And I do that every time. And I actually enjoy the walk back. Because it's just slightly warmer in the afternoon, not by much. But it's also really good after you work out to be in very cold conditions. I think they call that like cryotherapy or some shit like that. I'm not even sure. I know Joe Rogan does that. Like if you watch Joe Rogan, if you follow him on Instagram, like you'll see him, he'll just get into like a tub of like ice water. Like when he's done working out, it's crazy. Like that dude is a machine. So I know it's like really good for me to just walk in that, and just, I don't even listen to music. I'm just in my thoughts, and I'm super relaxed. And then the hot shower when I get home is fucking heaven. So yeah. But I don't whine about the cold. You know what I mean? My point is that I get into the cold for sheer recreation. Like I don't fucking complain about it.
There we go.
God, what is
Juice
she
you guys up a
doing?
little bit. I am going back to the car and I'm just going to warm up just a little bit. So just bear with me. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Again, stay tuned. Let your friends know that Alex Murdaugh will be arriving at court at 9 a.m. this morning. So you guys will want to tune in for.
Why did you get there at 7? Like, dude probably wasn't even fucking awake yet when you got there. The defendant probably wasn't even fucking awake yet when you got there. For what? To just sit there and talk about how little you know about this case?
For live coverage of his arrival here to this courthouse. If you guys would like, go ahead and share on social media that we are covering this live right here. And he will be showing up right there in that parking spot right there. They're going to be unlocking the doors. He's going to be in shackles, or excuse me, I don't know if he was in shackles.
Yeah,
I think
like she wants to get her spot. I see somebody said that in chat. Cheesy Weezy said she wanted to get her spot, but the problem is I mean, it's not a problem, but the thing about that is it's just like nobody gives a fuck. Like nobody gives a fuck. You know, like real press, they have their spot. You know what I mean? Like she's so concerned about getting her spot and getting the exclusive, but you're not getting any exclusive at all. You got the very, like, it wasn't even like 10 seconds of this dickhead getting out of a fucking transport van and walking into the courthouse. They didn't even have a fucking bulletproof vest on this guy. That's how fucking little anybody gives a fuck about this guy.
I think he's just in handcuffs, but he's going to be in handcuffs as they lead him out.
Of course he's going to be in handcuffs. Yeah, it's like 2 seconds. It's like nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm a Florida girl. You know, I'm acquiring the warm clothes as each case, no matter what case. I just came back from Idaho. I mean, it was cold in Idaho. I can tell you that.
Take another shot, people. And take one from her saying that she had to go to the car to warm up. That counts.
Reach out to me on bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Reach out to me on that, and then we'll I'll get with you and discuss some things.
Juana Michelle, welcome.
And I still have to drop. I know Olivia dropped the interview with Steve Gonzalez and family. I still haven't dropped my interview with them, so I'm going to be working on that in the near future. And when I get time, it takes me
What a fucking slacker, bro. Like, she's sitting here saying that she still hasn't fucking done her interview. She hasn't dropped her interview with the Gonzalez family. Like, why would you sit on that? The whole world is talking about that case still. Everybody's talking about Brian Kohberger, and here you have an interview with one of the families of the victim, supposedly, and you still haven't fucking put that together and dropped it. Like, what are you waiting for? For everyone to stop talking about it? What the fuck are you doing? Like, it's the one thing that she could actually say is her doing something for a victim. Okay, giving a victim a voice. It's the one thing that she's ever done that she can say that, and it's not a priority for her at all. Even though that would get her more views than anything in the world. But the more time she spends blowing it off, the less anybody's going to give a fuck.
Like 20 times longer to edit things as it does Olivia. So once I get that finalized, we will get that dropped. It's a different angle, pretty much the same thing, but you'll be getting more of the interview than what you saw with Olivia. So, whew. It's cold enough for iguanas to fall from trees. Yes, yes. Are you kidding? It's cold enough to see pool.
I'm going to go over one more thing here, which I have not gone over yet. But this should be entertaining. So this is her version of an apology video. Her version of an apology video, because she apparently ended up putting out this false information, and she doubled, tripled down on it with this person who is apparently, from what I understand, a total true crime troll. This WSU mom, apparently, and people are saying she's the same person that tried the same shit, being one of the parents in the Kylie Rodney case. And everyone saw right through this. It was ridiculous. She even doubled and tripled down, saying that she vetted this person and blah, blah, blah. She had this other person that I didn't catch before when I went over it on my stream. She had this other person named Lana on her, and I forget her channel's name, but that's a person with zero credibility in the true crime community. For her to link up with her is absolutely fucking not surprising in the slightest bit. This Lana person has a track record of latching on to what's up, Burden of Proof? She has this track record of latching on to female true crime creators who she finds attractive. It's her MO. And she's been, people have complained about her doing very, very inappropriate things behind the scenes with these creators, or to these creators, I should say. This person is really fucked up in the head. From what I understand, she also claims to be pen pals or buddies with Chris Watts, and claims to be doing things behind the scenes to try to expedite him getting some sort of appeal or something to that nature. I don't know, which is just fucking ridiculous. But it's not a shocker to me that Chronicles of Oblivious would link up with someone of this caliber. But here Yes, truth and transparency. That's her. Here we have here we have Olivia's apparent apology video after her shit was totally debunked, and she tried to claim that it was totally vetted, that this person was vetted and verified and blah blah blah. It's total bullshit.
Hey guys, so I thought I would change the scenery a little bit. I'm in my garden, not in my room, but I wanted to go over why I took down my last video. I made it private, and I've been getting a lot of emails. People are concerned, wondering why I took it down. A lot of people want me to put it back up, and so I just kind of wanted to explain. I interviewed.
Yeah, only idiots want you to put it back up, or people that want to clip it and show what an idiot you are want to put it back up.
Kim, a mother from Wazoo, and she originally called into the Drunk Turkey show, and they have 2 videos on there which you can.
Yeah, because Drunk Turkey is a real credible true crime channel that sounds great.
Watch. Everything she said in that interview was said in mine. A few days later, I released my interview with her. But for some reason, my video became very controversial. I was receiving threats, and I just thought I would take it down.
So she makes it about herself. Now, you guys don't have any fucking idea. Let me tell you something. When you believe in something, right? When you believe in your content, if you're someone of integrity, you're a YouTube creator, somebody with integrity, and you truly believe in your content. Now, unless someone threatens to take legal action against you, that's another story. But I got threats when it came to the Sophie case. I got threats like crazy. People still show up in my chat and troll me about that case. But the thing is I believed so much, and I still believe so much in my position and how I dealt with that case. There's still things about that case that out of respect for the people who shared information with me, I have not released, because there's and this was just at the request of the people who provided it to me, saying, hey, hold off on that. So I there are things that I could put out there that is just going to cause a shitstorm. But because certain people are still going through some legal ins and outs, it's not going to help their case right now if I go over that stuff, because it was obvious that they're the ones who provided it to me. So I'm not going to go over that stuff until I get a blessing, and I will go over that stuff once I get that blessing, if I ever do. Now, my point being is, just because I get a few threats, it's not enough for me to take something down. Just because people, if it causes controversy, that's not enough for me to take my content down, because if I put it out there and it's a case that I'm really wholeheartedly involved in, I'm not, it doesn't matter. I don't care what happens. I'm still going to back up that content 100%. And I'm going to tell whoever's threatening me to do their worst. So that's how I know that the integrity behind her video is just, she doesn't give a fuck. She knows it's bullshit. But here she is, instead of simply apologizing, it's damage control to her channel. It was controversial and I took it down because I was receiving threats. So I'm just going to make it about me. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Seemed to really upset a lot of people, and I thought it was best to remove it. But if you want to listen to what she said, you can just watch it on the Drunk Turkey show. So as soon as I had made the video private, I received this email, which I wanted to read to you. And I thought it was very interesting, and it kind of blew me away. So I thought we would read it together. Olivia, I am the person behind the comment below, and I wanted to tell you that I know that I was totally out of line. I am not generally this passionate about my feelings. In this case, I am very passionate. I want to see Bryan Kohberger convicted for these horrendously savage crimes that he allegedly committed on these 4 innocent, beautiful human beings. They were at the beginning of their lives, and their killer needs to be brought to justice. Olivia, I know that you may not agree with every person you interview. I didn't think about that when I wrote my comment. So today,
I love putting this dickhead on timeout. Like, he keeps coming back. It's just so much fun. You're making light of a girl getting threats from men. You don't know, like, who the fuck said anything about men threatening her? And who the fuck is making light of it? I'm saying if she believes in her content that much, then nobody's going to shut her up.
I tried to seek out the video so that I could remove my comment, but the video is unavailable, at least to me. I know that you are passionate about your work and you are making your mark on reporting true crime. I do wish you success, which you seem to already have. I know that the Gonzalez family respects you enough to grant you an exclusive interview with them. I wish you success, happiness, love, and joy from the bottom of my heart. I am so very sorry for my comment. And she actually...
Tatted Jedi. We all love Tatted Jedi here. The Glare, have you thought about deleting your channel today, homie? Dude, go sit in the corner with fucking whatever the fuck his name is. I already forgot. Ibarra, whatever the fuck his name is. Go sit in the corner and think about your actions.
Actually copy and pasted the entire comment, and I thought that was very interesting because she didn't have to do that, but she did. And of course the comment was very spiteful, and you know, it was not very nice. Like, it really hurt to read that. But again, at the end of the day, and this is what I told her, I emailed her back and I said, don't worry about it, it's okay. Do not feel bad about it at all. And love wins in the end, guys. It's so easy to say whatever we want through a screen.
Yeah.
And it's easy for people to judge a person even when they don't even know them, and be mean and hurtful and spiteful.
Especially when you're only judging their actions. See, I don't know this person. I don't know Olivia. I don't know what she's like in real life. I know that her YouTube presence is pure shit. Like, it's based on pure shit. I suspect that she totally planted that water bottle to get to blow up her TikTok. Everything that she's done since has been nothing but clout chasing. It's been nothing but in the interest of clout chasing, including this thing that she is trying to sit here and defend after taking the video down. She took the video down because she's afraid of legal action from one of the family members. Like, on one side of her face, she's talking about she's interviewing the Gonzalez family. She's on the Cuomo show, but this video of her saying that she vetted this person who turned out to be total bullshit, a complete and total fraud and a liar, a crazy person. This person, she completely and totally backed up and doubled down and tripled down on. And now she's taking the video down and she's saying it's because of threats. Bullshit. You're taking the video down because you know that it's contradictory and it's a bad look to the good publicity that you had gotten just before that. Because you are only driven by the success of your channel. You're not driven by getting to the truth. You're not driven by advocating for victims. You are simply driven by the success of your social media status. That's it. You're not interested in anything other than clout. And it's obvious.
it's so easy nowadays with the internet, but I think that we get carried away sometimes, and things get too far when you start to threaten people and for reasons that just don't really make sense. But I wanted to read the comment. So she said, I'm
And
sorry,
yeah, of
Olivia,
course.
but how do you
Now,
know if
I also want to be clear that there's no excuse for threatening anybody simply because you don't like their content or what they've done. Obviously, that's not tolerated here. You don't dox people and you don't threaten people here. You don't harass people here. That's not what we do here. So it's very, very so obviously we don't condone that sort of behavior. It's never okay to threaten anybody just because you don't like what they're doing on YouTube. I've never threatened anybody that I've reviewed here, and if I see any blatant threats in my chat, those people are gone, hidden. They're not welcome in my chat ever, because that's just simply not tolerated. But the fact is Olivia's trying to use that as some sort of excuse as to why she took her video down. She's trying to save face and she's trying to do damage control to her channel, which is just pure bullshit. It's just obvious to anybody with a brain that this girl has built her channel on falsities and nothing else.
this source is even credible? Has she been vetted? She could be exaggerating and embellishing stories to gain attention. You have absolutely no training and no education in psychology, law enforcement, or police work. If what she says is truly what her daughter relayed to her, who is her daughter and how credible is her daughter? I'm
Justice for
thinking less
tatted
of this
Jedi.
channel as I watch the sensationalism growing more and more each day. And I see you cashing in on the fact that Kaylee followed your true crime channel. Who cares? Olivia, if you get
Whoa,
information
look who it
that could be
is.
this important to the trial of Brian Koberger,
Hold on, I
whether or
gotta
not that
stop the show and say hello to somebody real quick. WTAF, Wicked Truths and F Bombs. Just saying hi, but an off topic. Maybe the clout chasers like BHB and JLR could at least pronounce the Murdaugh name correctly. I agree completely. It's really good to see you. I hope you're doing really well. And I'm hoping that you'll join me when the Letitia Stock trial begins, because I will be covering that extensively. I think Chasing Truth has agreed to join me for that too. So hopefully you are invited, just so you know. You are invited. And it's really good to see you. So thank you for stopping by and saying hello.
that the killer could be convicted. If it really is important factual information, why are you sensationalizing this information on YouTube? You should be reporting it to the FBI and keeping your mouth shut. Tabloids rely on sensationalism to increase their circulation. Don't be that channel. You appear to be that channel. So, anyways, I just thought I would read that, but I really appreciated, I was blown away that, this email really stuck out to me. And I received many other emails of people apologizing and like, guys, it's okay. You don't need to apologize, or there's no need to feel bad if you said something spiteful or hateful. It's okay. Like, at the end, I have love for everybody. And
So let me get this straight. So she's sitting here. This is not an apology video in the slightest bit. This isn't, hey, I'm sorry because even though I thought I vetted this person, they got under my radar. She could have easily done that. This person got under my radar and I don't know why. And, obviously it's been proven that she's completely full of shit. Sorry, guys. All YouTubers tend to make mistakes from time to time. That's not what she did. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, she's now saying, I forgive you guys for I forgive you guys for all the hate. She's accepting apologies. Exactly. Nobody's
we all
apologizing
have
to
one
you,
thing
though,
in
bro.
common. We all want justice for the victims. That is, and at the end of the day, that's what we're all striving for. And that's the ultimate goal, is to get justice
Is
for the
it?
victims.
Is it?
And that's what brings us together. And I wanted to read this poem before I leave here.
Oh my God, a fucking poem? Really?
And this poem is actually very special to me. I learned about this in the 6th grade in my humanities class, my English class. My teacher shared this poem to my class, and I've never ever forgotten this poem. I even have it printed out in my room. I want to frame it and put it on my wall.
God, this is like, dude, she's so bullhorn Bettying right now. This is exactly what BHB does. It's fucking pathetic.
Just because whenever I go through times in my life where I kind of feel like where I feel sad, or I don't know, if I'm feeling a certain way or need to be reminded of my path and where I am and need to be, I will always go back to this poem. And it's been a few months since I last read it, and this week I happened to stumble upon it. And I thought I would share it with you guys because
But she's not
maybe
innocent,
you might
Tracy.
fall in love with this poem just like how I did in 6th grade. So let's read it together. It's called Desiderata. I call it Desderata,
Totally.
but it's Desiderata. And
This is totally what she does. Like, she tries to come off like she's this innocent child, and she's not. She's not an innocent child. She is just as greedy. Like, it's not a coincidence that these people decide to pool their collective efforts to try to grift and clout chase. It's not a coincidence that these people have found each other and decided to pool their collective efforts to try to succeed their channel, to try to make their channel successful. It's hilarious to me that people just miss this. And this is her game. This is her little, oh, I'm a sweet little girl I'm going to take you back to when I was in the 6th grade, and you guys can see that I'm just an innocent girl, and I always just refer back to this. This is just smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors to avoid having to take accountability for putting out shitty, false, fucked up information. That's all this is.
And I'm not sure what that means, or if that's just like a random name this poet chose for it, but here it is. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence.
Okay.
As far as
Wait a second. Now, it looks like a Latin word. I don't know either, but I've never even heard of this poem. So, but I mean, you'd think that you would try to understand what the title means if this poem means so much to you since the 6th grade.
As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for
Okay.
the world is full of trickery.
Yeah, since you're too fucking lazy to look it up, I just did it for you. That word, the title of the poem that you hold so dear to your heart since the 6th grade, it means things wanted or needed. That's all it means. Things wanted or needed. Yeah. It's a plural noun with the singular form desideratum, meaning the things wanted or needed. That's it. You're welcome.
Trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially. Do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is perennial.
Now, poetry, like any art, is subjective. Like you're gonna read something, or you're gonna hear a song, or you're gonna watch a movie, or you're gonna read a book, or read a poem, and that's going to mean something personally to you. That's what art does. Okay. Because a part of me wants to just blame her 6th grade teacher for her turning into a complete and total shithead. But it seems to me like she totally took this poem and twisted it to mean whatever she wanted it to mean, basically using it to excuse her shitty behavior and say anybody who looks at me and what I do is a hater. So that's basically what she's doing here, which is pretty fucking funny.
As the grass. Take kindly to the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. And then it goes on, but that is my favorite part, the very end. You are a child.
Right. I'm just gonna read what the fuck it what the fuck it says that I could use to manipulate it to mean what I want it to mean in order to make my point, which is basically just to sit up here and jerk off in front of everybody.
A child of the new
like
universe,
this is
no
pure
less than the trees
masturbation.
and the stars. And it ends with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. So that's just something I thought I would share with you guys. It's very special to me. This poem really has, I mean, it's been with me since the 6th grade. And
Great.
I always look back at this whenever I just feel like I don't know. I think we all have moments where we have a poem or something that we read that, helps us. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. I have more videos coming out. It takes me a long time to edit my videos. I spend so much time on them. It's ridiculous. Like sometimes I forget to eat for hours, and I fast when I edit. I go through intermediate fasting.
It's called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, not intermediate. Intermittent fasting. Okay. Don't tell us you do something when you don't even know what it's called.
So I'll spend like hours in my room just editing all day long. And so I thought I would do this video outside where there's greenery and just a little change of scenery. And then,
when I'm not doing that, I just spread misinformation on shit. And then when I'm proven that I haven't done anything productive and it turns out to be misinformation, then what I do is I just get up here and then I jerk off in front of everybody. That's what I do. I just fucking blow a big fat load and masturbate in front of everybody is what I'm doing.
Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention is I do ask for creators to wait 24 hours before streaming my content.
Nope.
I personally don't like when my entire video is streamed because I don't think it's really fair. I'm okay with parts of my videos being streamed as long as there's credit being given. But when channels are
you don't get to dictate that, folks. Yo, listen, you don't get to dictate that, oblivious. Okay. People in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood with those 2 words. Come on, y'all. You know what it is. You know what those words are. Let's see them. You don't get to sit here and tell everybody what the fuck they do with your content. That shit's my content now. Look, see? It's mine.
Streaming my entire comment, my entire video, not giving credit, or even if they do give credit, but just play my whole video, it's really not fair to me. So
fuck about
if you
what's
do
fair to you.
see, creators out there doing that,
See what I mean? That's all she gives a fuck about. Like, how about you give a fuck about what's fair to the rest of us, which is it's fair for us to get information that's plausible, to get information that's credible, to get information that is factual. That is fair to us. So you want us to be fair to you, but you're not willing to be fair to the rest of us. And you can't even admit that you fucked up. Like, you can't even admit it.
be kind and nicely say, hey, like, give credit. This belongs to so and so, stuff like that. But I already have people that do that. They always look out for me, which I always appreciate. And I appreciate my mods too, and people that send me emails every day with information or stuff like that. That's really sweet. I always try to email people back. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon this week. Peace out.
Peace out.
With hundreds of
Peace out. Oh man. Anyways, guys, I don't know if you guys want me to, but I will probably, I'm thinking, because I'm pretty fascinated with this case. The more I educate myself on it, the more fascinated I become with it. But the Alec Murdaugh case, I'm very, very interested in. So I might cover the trial. It just depends on if that's something that you guys would be interested in watching. I know that there's going to be a lot of other larger channels that are probably going to cover it, but lately, a couple times that I've covered trials that other people have been covering, my ride or dies have been in here. Anytime you want, let me tell you guys something. Wicked Truths and F-bombs. Danielle, her name is Danielle. I'm going to give you guys a little history on that real quick. Thank you, Shar English Rose. Couldn't sleep and didn't know you were on in UK. Molly drunk live again. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to go over that right now. I've already been live for 3 hours. But now, give you guys a little insight on Danielle. I started following true crime, and I think I met her when I was following, and I was really, really engulfed in the Missy Beavers case. That's how far back me and her go. And her and I went over the Heidi Broussard case together. And that was when it comes to true crime cases and it comes to digging and getting information, Danielle is fantastic and extremely thorough. Yeah, she has a standing invite on this channel no matter what, because of our history together, going over crime cases. So I know she has a lot going on in her personal life right now. The fact that she doesn't make YouTube a #1 priority should speak volumes about her character, which I love very much. She's a mom first over anything else. Oh, thank you. Speaking of Heidi Broussard, Megan Faramuska is expected to take a plea of guilty in the next few days. Good. Poor Shane went through hell. Poor Shane Carey, who is Heidi Broussard's boyfriend and father of her child. Sorry. Oh, no, you're welcome. Of course. That dude, he went through hell. He got dragged all through the internet. And Jay is for Justice got blown up for it. for dragging this guy for 3 hours, and just because the case just happened to break while she was live, dragging this person, this young man. Yeah, Fran. Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah, we watched this thing happen because her and I were covering this case, and then we watched this happen. We were furious about it. And then we watched Dad with the phone be a punk and totally punk out, and crawl deep inside J.S. for Justice's ass. But we weren't having that because I pride myself in being a channel of integrity. So now, yeah, that was so I'm really glad that Shane Carey is not going to have to go through the pain of a trial. I'm hoping that him and his little baby infant girl who was found, well, now she's a toddler, but who luckily was found alive, even though her mother was brutally murdered. Thank God she was found alive. And I remember that happening. I can honestly say that I truly do believe, I mean, even though you wouldn't consider me a traditional Christian, when that case was breaking, there was a lot of praying going on, and there was a lot of hope happening. And I was really, really, really hopeful that those two would be okay. Megan, or not Megan, but Heidi Broussard and her daughter. And then, yeah, we were covering that like crazy. And even though Heidi turned out to be murdered, and her infant daughter was kidnapped with her and stolen, the baby survived and was fine. No harm came to her. And I truly believe that the collective prayer and hoping that took place when we were waiting to find out what was the development there, I think that had a lot to do with that little girl turning out to be okay. That was one of the most impactful experiences that I've ever had covering crime cases on YouTube. So that was a long time ago. It was a good 3 years ago, I think. So yeah, we were very emotionally invested in that case, Danielle and I. So I hope to collaborate with her again once she gets her shit together in her real life. But yeah, hopefully we find our way working together again. Yeah, it feels like a long time ago. Lots of videos since, lots of cases since. Patricia Sell, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Letitia's supposed to be back in court in March, I think, right? Is it March? Yeah, I was trying to avoid saying her name. But yeah, baby Margot. Thank you, Grandmaster Sid. But yes, thank goodness that baby Margot is okay. Right on. Yeah, I think I still have you saved in my phone. If not, I should be still in yours. Message me too if you don't hear from me. Yeah, I would love to figure something out where we can actually collab. That would be great. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And I love you guys very, very much. This is always a blast with you guys. And I'm really grateful to you guys, and I'm really grateful that you guys find your way over to this channel. hit the like, hit the dislike. I don't give a fuck. Just something, either one. And I love you guys very, 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 very much. Thank you for all your support tonight. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.